feel like I should do something else other than just start. Just launch into it. We're good. We're on. All right. You all set?
All set.
Hi, this is Eric Martin with BoardGameGeek. I'm here with Jake Given from Lay Waste Games, looking at Life Siphon. This is not final production copy. This is a mock-up box that we're looking at GAMA Trade Show 2019. Jake is offering to tell us, is it our life being siphoned, or we are doing the siphoning, or what's going on here?
You are siphoning your life off to do what you need to do.
Okay,
so
I got tasks to fulfill and life to spare.
Exactly.
Okay. So what is the setup here?
So the setup is dragons have taken over the surface.
Okay.
They've overrun everything, and they've forced humans underground in hiding. And so you're among the survivors of the humans. You're trying to find a way to survive, maybe reclaim the surface. And in your travels underground, you encounter this strange glowing box.
Okay, and this is happening with all of us. We're all in this situation. Is it a cooperative? I don't care about you surviving.
You were friends,
okay.
Trying to survive together, but you feel compelled to open this box because you think it might help you, and you're immediately cursed.
Okay.
So that is how we begin the game. You are newly cursed with terrible, awful powers.
Okay.
The only way to escape the curse is to take out your closest friend, which is your opponent, which is the player to your left.
Okay.
So your cursed abilities are you have the ability to summon familiars and demons to do your battle for you at the cost of your own life total.
Okay.
So your only resource is your own health.
Okay. So we have some player boards set up here, I guess, with different characters, different powers, different abilities, life totals, I would imagine.
Exactly.
Okay. What else are we doing on this board?
So what you're doing, for the most part, is summoning, among the three types of familiars that you can choose to do your battle for you. Over here we have imps, we have liches, and over here we have the dread knight.
Okay.
And so they each have a different cost to summon them to begin with. So you might have to pay 3 life to bring an imp onto the battleground. Well, they'll enter here at the edge of your quadrant. Each turn you can move them down into the battleground, and when you have familiars in the battleground, that's when you can attack.
Okay. All right. So fairly straightforward.
Yeah.
There's some cards on the side here.
Yep.
Special attacks, special abilities.
So you've got a little bit of hand management as well. So these cards are different spells and abilities you can use that, again, also for the most part cost life in order to play.
Okay.
Some of them are slow cast versus fast cast. So depending on when you can play them. Some can be played on other people's turns, kind of as an interrupt or an instant. Some can only be played during your own turn.
Okay. Now imagine, of course, if I do nothing, I'm just going to be killed.
Right.
So I have to go out there and push myself.
Exactly.
To do this. I assume skirting the edge of death. Not only
yes.
to go too far.
One of the things I love about this game is that within turn 1 or 2, you are already in pretty dire straits.
Okay.
As you begin with 20 health, if you summon an imp, a dread knight, and a lich, that already brings you down, 3, 7, down to 11 health.
Okay.
And that's just your first turn.
Okay.
So you're almost half dead right there. And so it puts you in a really tough spot, really high tension, really fast.
Okay. So what am I doing? I imagine it's different. 2 to 4 players.
2 to 4 players, yeah.
I imagine it's very different with 2 and with more, because of course if we have more people, I don't want you to kill that guy.
Exactly.
So can I help them, or how do I go about doing that?
So there may be times where you have to help other players survive just so they don't die. So you have the opportunity to kill your opponents.
Okay.
So you're always getting attacked by the player on your right, but attacking to your left.
Okay. How do I go about defending them or assisting them on the board or through cards or?
So some of the cards you can play will actually you can give players health. Want this card consumed by removing one of your own familiars. You can then give up to 4 life to any player, including yourself, which is obviously nice and fun. But there are times when you want to give that life to somebody else to keep them alive.
Okay. All right. And just play until someone is killed, and then the player to the right wins, and that is the game.
That is the game, yeah.
Okay. This is not a published version of the game. What are the publication plans?
So we are bringing this to Kickstarter in just under a week.
All right. So
March 18th.
March 18th, 2019, with a release date expected
Probably late in the Q3, I think.
Q3 2019. All right. Thank you very much, Jake.
Thank you. And if you go to lifesiphon.com, you can actually register to back the game. And if you do that and then also back the game, you get a free pin. So lifesiphon.com and check it out.
And there is a surprise waiting for you inside the box, which we will not show. Thank you, Jake.
Thank you.
Yeah, there we go.
So we'll swap in until your chunk.
Yep.
After.
Everybody gets
Hopefully
to see
nobody calls you.
Yeah, no, I know.
Yeah, the messages.
Oh, we are.
We
Yeah.
redid
Hey,
Chronicles of Crime.
Chaz,
I thought I turned
we were
it all
way
off
zoomed in
and
here
when I
on the
edited
face
it,
shot.
I'm like, oh my god. I edited around messages to me. And
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. So, Adam Loper. That's how to say it.
Yes.
Great.
Yep.
I'm John. Nice to meet you.
Adam. L-O-P-E-R.
Like Mr. Roper, but with an R.
Exactly.
And just so I get the introduction right, what are you showing off?
So the company is called Game4, and it is an app for connecting tabletop
Now you
gamers.
should take
Okay, I'll start with that.
your hoodie off.
You think so? I don't have anything to clip it then, too.
Well, you can clip it to the shirt.
Okay. Up here or further down?
That way we can see it.
Yeah.
That's gonna put this mic. I guess I can double it back.
Yeah.
Just get it a little lower. That's. I could try it right here. I'm just worried about blowing it out based off what we were doing earlier.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you want to see if this one is nice and low?
Yeah, it's good.
Is it good voice-wise?
Check
Actually, let's
my
put
level.
on your other side since you're going to be.
Does that guys sound good?
Okay.
Yep.
Because it's very direct. The mics are very direct.
Mhm.
Easy.
Real quick. John,
Do we have titles?
what's your title?
Host?
Yeah, just put it.
Sorry, you said. I got distracted. App for connecting.
Tabletop gamers.
Okay, cool. That's all I need.
Mhm.
I am rolling. Recording? I am recording. We've been streaming, so whatever
Okay.
you have to record.
I did.
Okay.
We're all good?
Yep.
All right, let's go for it.
Okay.
Hey there, I'm John Cox with. Oh my God, 1 second. First time. We saying Board Game Geek TV?
No, just Board Game Geek.
Just Board Game Geek? Okay. Do we saying at GAMA? Do we care about that?
Yeah, GAMA 2019.
Okay, let's go for it.
We don't usually even say that.
Okay, then I won't.
Eric does, Beth does. Eric doesn't, Beth does.
Adam Loper, got it.
Yes.
Yeah,
All
okay,
right.
then you don't have to.
Let's go for it. Hey there, I'm John Cox with Board Game Geek, and today I have Adam Loper here, and you have an app for connecting tabletop gamers, am I right?
Yes, yeah.
Great.
It's called Game4, and we're just passing our 1-year mark. We launched it last year just before GAMA 2018.
Okay.
And it is an app designed to help you find local stores help you to find local gaming groups, help you to find events that are going on in your area. We just, most recent add-on, we added convention finders. You can find local gaming conventions. It's very difficult to try to find all of these things in one place, and so we kind of designed it so that you can kind of help to do that and get you playing more games.
Okay.
Yeah.
I understand you can probably show off a little bit about how this works.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's just see if I can't.
Is this one available on pretty much all mobile platforms?
Yeah, it's Amazon and iOS, and it is. In the shot, there we go. So what this is doing is it allows people to go through and look at gaming events in their local area. Currently, we're in the Reno area, obviously, and you can see that you've got events from stores, you've got events in some situations from groups, and all these types of things end up in the gaming events area. But we also have, and if you go through, you can look at it, you can see these guys are going to be running Tuesday Keyforge night tomorrow, or no, today's Tuesday, isn't it? Oh my God. The travel has thrown me off. So yeah, you can find out more information about the store itself if you just click there and you can see it, but you can also find where the address is. You can say I'm going, you can message the store. There's a chat area where the people who are going to be going can be talking to each other. But then we also have looking for players, and looking for players is kind of like that 3x5 card stuck to the corkboard at the back of the shop that says we're looking for a cleric on Tuesday nights.
Right.
So you can find people like here you've got somebody who wants to play Age of Sigmar, and they're going to be in Reno for a week. Make sure to bring my army. And then they've got the 4 stores that they'll play at. I can send them a message directly into the in the app, which then I'm not learning your email address. I'm not learning your text phone number, anything like that. It's all, we're very privacy minded and that kind of thing, and we're also very interested in safety. So these game events are pretty much all held at stores that are publicly, it's some place you can go. It's a public store.
So it's not about hosting something at your house. It's about more public.
Right. It can be. Like if you decide to start a group or a club, the people in your group or club can see private events.
Okay.
But if you want to have a group or club meeting or event or board game night or whatever at a public place, whether it's a store, you can do that. Or if, let's say, you play at a pub. We were just talking to some guys from Australia, and they play at a pub. They can get their pub verified for free, where they just send us the address. We look it up on Google to make sure that it's really actually a pub and not somebody's basement or something like that. And then we can set it so that they can have events at that particular location.
Okay.
But again, if your gaming group wanted to have a cookout and play games and stuff like that, as long as only the gaming group themselves saw it, it was a private event, then you can use whatever address you want.
Okay. My question for you is, when you sign up for this, what is the process for that like?
So it's very simple, actually. You technically, if you want to be able to post events or say you're going to events or do things like that, then you have to have a login. You have to be able to log in, and it's free. And all we need to know is your username and your password and an email address, and that's it. We verify the email address, and then that's it. We don't track any other information. We don't track your location, your name, your address, anything. However, if you just download the app, down at the bottom of the login screen is the thing that says "Look around as a guest." So you can just look and see what's going on in your local area without even having to log in.
Okay.
Plus, about 3-4 months ago, we launched a website. So if you go to iamgame4.com, which is the normal website that talks about everything with the app, if you go to iamgame4.com/web, you can see all this stuff in a web view instead of having to see it in a
that's great.
on the app. But the app is very useful in that it's location based and everything like that. It'll show you the events that are in your local area.
Great.
We also have a store finder list, so any place that you travel, if you travel a lot and you always want to find the closest store, you can always just find whatever. We've got 6,500 stores worldwide in our database, so you can always find, like right now, Comic Kingdom is less than a mile away, evidently, so we could go visit there. It's over on Manoa Street. I can't pronounce that, sorry. But yeah, so that's a nice benefit as well. And if stores want to be able to put their events in, they can get verified for free, and if a store gets verified for free, they can put in their icon, they can put in a picture of the store, put in their hours, description, and then you can see all their events and all the different stuff that they're running. But yeah, it's been working really well, and we keep adding new things to the app as we go along. The most recent thing, like I said, is the convention finder, so you can find out what kind of gaming conventions are going on in your local area and kind of see, and if you want to add one for free, you can totally do that. Yeah, everything is basically free. We're funding it with advertising right now, and we've got some other things down the road, but right now everything is free.
Great. All right, well, thanks for showing that to us today.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Quick question from the stream. Is it U.S. only?
No, worldwide.
Worldwide? And
question.
is there a way to pay to disable the ads?
We've had some people ask about that, and we are thinking about going down that road. We haven't had a lot of people ask that, but we are thinking about going that direction because, yeah, I do the same thing with a lot of apps. I like to be able to. There's a weather app I use all the time, and I pay, I don't know, $2 a year, and then I don't have to see the ads anymore. So yeah, that's something we're looking at as well. Yep.
Great. Well, thanks a lot, Adam.
Not a problem.
The good thing is the ads will be related to what you're interested in. It's like BoardGameGeek ads. It's the only place on the web that actually like ads.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's true too. Like all the ads are currently, not only are they ads for just gaming stuff, but they're also ads. If you decide you don't like to play war games, you can turn the little war games filter off down the bottom, and then you won't see this Battle Foam ad because they're advertising in the wargaming space. Instead, you'll see an RPG ad.
Oh, that's cool.
So yeah,
That's smart. Great.
thanks.
Thanks a lot. All right.
Absolutely.
Nope, we usually restart.
Thanks. Scott, buddy. Okay, man. See you, Scott. Get well, man. Thanks, man.
Stop by at some point or see you in the hall. I have this camera that I bought for years, the DJI Pocket.
Oh, yeah.
The little one. I bought one of those, and I've been I've been so happy with it now because they just recently.
What system does it use?
It's a little tiny gimbal.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's that little tiny gimbal. The whole thing is like this big.
No, that's the teeny one.
It's a teeny.
Would you like help just setting anything up?
Any of these, you can just take. I'm only taking 2 of them out. Putting
Two of them?
Their associated thing.
Sure thing.
Because I don't want to get the entire pile
Of course.
of pieces.
All right.
That one. Oh yeah. That one.
I knew it was because I bought the Osmo 2 recently, and I saw that. I still had in my head that GoPro.
GoPro's the newest GoPro actually.
We have a third mic, don't we?
GoPro 7, and it is. You turn on the hyper smooth.
Okay, I think that's all we'll need to really share
Similar
something.
trouble.
Yeah.
Great.
What I want to do is I want to use when I'm doing Cabo.
No, we'll dump all that.
Did you want point salad set up as well?
Yes, I was gonna set up point salad, but point salad takes about 2 seconds to set up.
Okay.
So
I'll get it kind of prepped and fried.
There we go. That way we can swap the boards out.
yeah, in fact, if you'd like, I can set it up like real quick, and it can be all set. It'll only take me a moment longer.
Sounds good. I'll transfer this over.
Yeah, and if you want to arrange it.
Yeah, I'll make it a little.
better
I'll make it fancier for you.
on the screen. You got that?
Yeah. I mean, I think it would be worse if both of us did it.
I agree, actually.
Hey, live stream, just Rodney. I am keeping an eye on the comments, so if you guys ask questions, I'll do my best to.
Derek, can we
Fire
zoom
them
out the top down? Absolutely. Thank you.
How does everything sound? Let us know.
We're getting some interference.
Here, I might do.
Can you tell if it's convention traffic or just people's Bluetooth?
Right.
This
I was
kinda
watching a little bit
thing.
earlier, and it seemed like the bit that John and I did was coming through pretty clear, which was nice.
So we should probably do. How many of these do we have out?
Good
1,
to hear,
2, 3,
folks.
4,
Thanks for the
5, 6,
feedback.
7.
Yes, it's
Maybe
voiceover
I'll-
Rodney. Move your mouth, John. I'll make it look like you're talking. Hi there, everyone. My name is John. From John Gets Games.
Amazing. It's like the
like on
technology.
you.
The technology is just. Alrighty.
Oh.
So we could probably do that kind of thing.
Derek's here with us, working all the behind the scenes. Well, there's a bunch of us behind the scenes. But he's got all the tech. All the tech is under his control.
Yeah, that'll be in frame right here.
He's got a lot of buttons and knobs happening here.
Yeah. I'll put this over by you so you can do that.
Hooking up another little mini camera. That would be amazing, because then we
Yeah,
can switch away.
the lanyards have been.
And then you and I could be like, because
An
this
issue.
mic would pick you up, right?
Another microphone or a camera upstairs. I might just bring it down.
Yeah, drop it there. Ooh, we might have a cutaway camera.
Hey, Derek, could we maybe zoom in just a smidge? I think we can get more of this on screen. No worries, man.
Set up. How's that?
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Rain in those cubes.
Vox, it's probably
Rain in
not
those
gonna be
cubes.
possible at certain conventions, but you can see what a difference it makes, right?
Okay,
When
okay.
you have an isolated
Yeah, you can
room,
see there's
we're able
the
to
overhead right
control
there.
the
We've
sound
kind of
a
got it
lot
all framed
better.
out. We're facing it towards
I'd be
ourselves.
curious to know
your
when
name?
you guys are watching,
Todd?
if
Nice to
you're
meet you.
able
I'm
to
John.
hear
John?
any of the
Yeah.
background chatter.
Last name?
person.
Yeah.
Sometimes
Roland.
it
Great, great, great.
We're talking.
Oh, cool.
Right now, though, it's probably really confusing to hear my voice across their two voices, so I'll shut up now.
Yeah. Do you have Todd Roland in there already?
Can you hear me?
Can you hear him?
Hello, interwebs. Can you hear me?
All right, Rodney, I'm putting tape over your mouth.
Nice.
Hey, Lincoln.
Oh, I need to.
Just so you know, we're about to start going again. Do you want me to say AEG or Alderac?
AEG's fine.
Okay, great.
Is AEG fine for the graphic as well?
Oh, yeah.
I think it's zoomed all the way out.
Yeah, I think that's better. That's a little bit better.
All right.
All right. We are rolling, and whenever you are ready.
Okay. Hey there, I'm John Cox with BoardGameGeek, and today I have Todd Roland from AEG, and it looks like we're talking about Tiny Towns.
We are talking about Tiny Towns.
So what's going on?
Well, we are very excited about Tiny Towns. Will be out in April. And in Tiny Towns, you are attempting to build a tiny town. Each player has a 4x4 grid, and it plays up to 6 players. And on your turn, what you're going to do is you're going to pick one of the resource types. So on my turn, I might say, okay, everybody's going to take gray.
All right.
And then you get a gray,
Okay.
I get a gray, everybody who's playing gets a gray. And you have to put it somewhere on your 4x4 grid.
Okay.
You can decide wherever you want to put it.
All
and
right.
once you put it there, it goes to the next player. So now you would pick a color. You could pick the same color. You could pick a different color.
Okay.
Let's say you picked red. So everybody gets a red, and we have to put it somewhere on our grid as well.
Okay.
Now, why are you doing this, right? Because it's fun to put cubes on grids. The end.
Pretty
I'm just
battered,
kidding.
yeah.
No, what you're trying to do is you're trying to make different combinations of shapes and colors to build buildings in your
Okay.
town. So let's say that we had created this shape here, which, as you can see, it has the red, blue, yellow, which corresponds to the red, blue, yellow. It can be rotated as long as it still is in
Okay.
that formation.
Okay.
Once I've completed that, whether it's on my turn or somebody else's turn, I can remove those 3 from my board to take one of the cottages, and there are many more than 2 available. We
Sure.
just put out 2 for this. To take one of them and place it on any one of those spaces that the resources came off of.
Okay.
Once the building is built, it's permanently there. You can never have more than one thing in a square. So now, whenever anybody calls a resource, I can never put it back in that square.
Okay.
It's permanently done. And if there's already squares out there, I can't put a second one in it. I can only put it somewhere else.
That makes sense.
So as you play, you're going to be buying back space by building buildings, but then you're also going to ultimately continue to lose space as the game goes on. The way you win the game is through creating various combinations and arrangements of your buildings, because each building has different ways of scoring.
Okay.
So for instance, if we look at the inn says it's worth 3 victory points at the end if it's not in a row or a column with another inn.
Okay.
So obviously you're going to want to have like an inn here and then another one down here so that they're not crossing with each other
Sure.
to get their most points.
Right.
Cottages get 3 victory points if it's fed. Now, the way they're fed is through whatever your farm type building is. This one feeds 4 cottage buildings anywhere in your town.
Okay.
So as long as you have a farm somewhere, your cottages will score 3 points. And then to look into the combo, the chapel is worth 1 point for every fed cottage. So if you have all 4, each chapel you have is going to be worth 4 points. So everybody has these basic buildings, and to note, with the exception of the cottage, which is always in the game, there's up to 4 potential different buildings for each building type.
Okay.
So you could have a tailor, you could have a, well actually, for ones I remember, you could have a farm, you could have an orchard, a greenhouse. They have different color combinations and different ways that they
They
score.
feed differently.
Yes,
So every time you
exactly.
play the game, you use one of each of these different types.
Correct.
Okay.
And then every player receives one of this type of cube, or token, I should say,
Yeah.
which is your monument. Now, there's a deck of monuments that you shuffle up and you deal each player 1 at the beginning of the game. They can choose to build it or they don't have to, but once they built it, they can reveal it. And the monuments usually do something very cool. So in this case, this obelisk of the crescent lets you place all your future buildings on any empty space in your town. It doesn't have to be where the cubes were.
Very powerful.
Which gives you
Yeah.
a great advantage in that. But then this one, this Madras Palace, is worth 2 victory points for every unique adjacent building type. So if you can get multiple types around it, it can be worth a great number of points. And every player will have one of those.
I
that's
see. So at the
unique.
start of the game, you just get a random one of these.
Yeah.
And there's a nice big deck of them. So each time you play, you're going to be Probably going after a different monument.
There's a lot of variety in the game. You can have a lot of different strategies that come out in it.
Okay.
And what we introduced that was fun for solo play, as well as a variant play type, is what we call Town Hall mode. Now, Town Hall mode uses this deck that you see here, and if you notice, there's cards for each of the resource types: wheat, glass, etc. So what you do is you shuffle this deck up, and then you're going to reveal the top card, and that's the cube that you get, and that all the other players get if you're using Town Hall mode.
Okay.
So, but to keep it from being completely on the rails, every third choice, you get to pick what you want.
Okay.
So you get two told to you, then you get to pick one. Then you get two told, then you get to pick one. And we call that the Town Hall variant.
Okay.
What's going to be neat is what we're going to do with that is at the release of the game, many YouTubers have gotten on board, and they're going to be making what are called play-along videos, where they're going to set up the arrangement that they want, and they're going to do a Town Hall mode style, where they're calling and you're playing against them to see if you can beat them at home.
Okay.
And we're going to have a live stream the day of the, or actually shortly after the release, and then people will be able to play along with the live stream as soon as they get that copy of the game.
That's great. So when is that release going to be?
That will be in late April. I want to say around the 22nd of April, but double check.
Late April.
Yeah, late April will be when it's out. It will have a 2-week in-store exclusive release time, so it will not be available online for 2 weeks. You can only get it in store. So go to your local store and put in your pre-order.
Great. One other question I have, just in case we didn't cover it. It plays 1 to 6 players?
Yes, 1 to 6 players out of the box. But the cool thing about the game is that with the Town Hall mode, where you're just basically calling, you could set up 3 copies of Tiny Town somewhere and have up to 18 people playing together because they're all just building off of whatever color was chosen.
Sure.
And technically the game can scale sort of infinitely. You could have any amount of people playing as long as you have one person doing the calling of what the colors are throughout the game.
All right, well, thanks for showing us Tiny Towns, Todd.
Thank you.
Quick question for you, Todd, from the live stream. If you might not know the answer to this, but do you know the estimated time for arrival on Smash Up Culture Shock? Someone was asking.
Oh, Culture Shock. So we just announced
Culture Shock.
We just announced Culture Shock, and Culture Shock will be coming out in September. So we've got International Incident that's coming out in March. And then, and that'll have the Mounties, of course, which are very close to your heart. And then Culture Shock will come out in September as the second of the 2 releases of the year.
Perfect.
And the Penguins World Tour event kit will come out in the summer, which will introduce the Penguins.
All right.
So lots of traveling around the world this year for Smash Up.
Thanks, Todd.
You're very welcome.
All right. I have not heard of this one.
Yes, this is a new one.
Cool.
There we go.
All righty. Camera's looking pretty good. Yeah.
Ready to go?
Oh, this is the next game.
Yes,
we're
next
on
game.
it.
Yeah.
Ready to? Do I start? Stop?
Yeah.
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 All right. So we're doing this again.
Yes.
Am I turned off or on there?
Oh, now you're off. Yeah. All right. And rolling.
Okay. Hey there, I'm John Cox with BoardGameGeek, and today I have Todd Rowland here with AEG showing us a new game here. What's this one about?
This is Point Salad. So Point Salad is coming out in September, but it is part of our big game night that we do at Gen Con every year.
Hey guys,
so
I'm sorry, we just stop. We need to restart.
No worries.
Turn off the recording.
He used all his good stuff already.
I know. It's a one-take thing, man. I'm out. R-O-W-L-A-N-D.
I'm sorry.
No worries. It's the traditional Carpathian spelling. Thank you very much.
All right. Rolling.
All right.
Rolling.
I've not heard that one before.
All right. Hey there, I'm John Cox with BoardGameGeek, and today I have Todd Rowland from AEG, and we're looking at Point Salad.
Yes, so Point Salad is part of our Big Game Night release we're going to do this year at Gen Con, which, if you're familiar with Big Game Night, we have an event at Gen Con every year where we get about 750 to 1,000 people.
That's a big game night.
It is a very big game night who come and play games with us, and we play a lot of our big popular games. We sit down and play with people. We do a lot of giveaways, and then everybody who attends goes home with the AEG swag bag, which is basically 3 games that they get for free. Usually at least 1 new release, if not more, and some popular or variant covers of other things. This year we're doing 3 entirely new releases for everyone who attends Big Game Night. And they'll every player who comes will get those, and then they'll all be released in September.
Okay.
So one of those is Point Salad, because this year, unlike other years, we're not actually keeping it a secret. We want people to be excited, know what they're coming to get, and the cool stuff they're going to get if they show up for Big Game Night.
Great.
So in Point Salad, it's a very simple, easy to play, quick game. You have 108 cards. And on the cards there are 18 of each veggie, so tomato, onion, pepper, etc. There's 6 different veggies. And on the back, there's a unique scoring method. So there's 108 possible ways to score in the game. So for instance, in this case, every pear that is a cabbage and an onion gets you 5 points.
Okay.
And then on this card, every carrot you have is worth 3 points, but every onion you have is minus 2 points. So it wouldn't really behoove you to have both of those because you'd be losing some for every onion, but then also gaining a little bit. You'd be cutting yourself for that. And there's all different other ways to score. Some have, like, if you have the fewest peppers, you get a certain amount of points. If you have the most of something else, you get points. Anyway, the game's very simple. So what you do on your turn is you either go to the veggie market and take 2 of any veggie cards you want. You can take these 2, you can take those 2, you can take these 2, it doesn't matter. So let's say that I took the cabbage and the onion. So I've got those in front of me now, and now the top 2 point cards off the deck come out.
From those columns?
From those columns.
Okay.
Okay, you don't even have to count the cards out. It literally says just make 3 roughly even piles.
Sure.
It's that easy, right? Because whenever any pile runs out entirely and you have an empty spot, you just take from the next one over until it's gone.
Right.
You play until the entire deck is taken. Also.
Okay.
The other option you can have instead of taking from the veggie market is you can take one of the point cards. So let's say I just decided, or maybe on your turn, you decided to just take this card. And that's your turn. Okay. Now it goes back to the next player, up to 6 players. And then they'll take from here. And we go until the whole deck runs out. Then we start looking at our ways to score. So let's say, for instance, that you had these. And let's give you a nice way to score.
Let's keep it up here,
Let's keep it up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's keep it this way. Let's say that you had that, and you had that, and let me find you. You know, I'm going to give you one of my cabbage because I'm nice.
Oh, nice.
So let's say that it's the end of the game, and this was all you had. For whatever reason, you were not playing very well, and you only took one way to score. So you would look for pairs of cabbages and tomatoes. Well, you've got 2 pairs, so that's 10 points right there. You have an extra tomato, but you don't have the cabbage to go with it, so you can't score that one.
Right.
And you can't say, oh, that's a pear, and that's a pear. No, you can only do it once per veggie. But if you also had, let me find a good one here for you. If you had this one here as well, so you would be getting 10 points from this, but each of your tomatoes is also worth 1 point, so you get 3 more points for that.
So
now
all
you'd be at
veggies
13.
count towards every single one of the scoring modifiers?
Yes.
Okay.
In any way you can make them count, they will count toward them.
Okay.
And so then at the end of the game, you basically try to find out if you've built the best point salad, and you get the most points out of it.
Right.
Like I say, it plays very quick. The only other rule is if you'll notice, the point side of each card has a reference to the veggie on the other side. So for instance, if you turn this one over, it's going to be lettuce.
Right.
On your turn, you can take one of your point cards and flip it to its veggie side. Once you've done that, you can never flip it back. And you can't flip from veggie to points.
That makes sense.
But that way, if you end up in a situation where you were getting minus 3 points for all your tomatoes because you ended up having to take that and you ended up having to take some tomatoes, you could flip that over to whatever veggie it is.
Okay.
And try
that's
to
your
get the
whole
best
turn.
option. That's your whole turn. No, well, you still get cards.
Oh,
You
great.
still
That's a
get cards,
bonus
but then
action.
yes, that's a bonus action. You can do that once per turn.
Wonderful.
So
cool. Well, thanks for showing this to us. It looks like it's pretty simple, but lots to think about, I think, right?
yes, a lot going on, and it's easy for young and old to play. And like I say, it'll be at Big Game Night, and Big Game Night will also be in stores this year because stores will be able to order and release early all 3 of the games that are coming out at Big Game Night the same weekend that they're being released early at Gen Con.
Cool. Well, thanks for coming by and telling us about it, Todd.
All right.
Todd, everyone.
What?
Hey, I said Todd, everyone.
Oh,
Hey. And John too. Fine,
No, no.
John. Fine, John. Okay.
I
well,
thought
clap
you
for
said John, and I was like, what did I?
I did
what
too.
did
I was just
do?
giving him some
All right.
applause because
I
I'm
was
like, hey, all
I'll
right.
take it, but
Eric, let's hear it for John.
Hey, come on.
look at that guy. He's just crashing and burning out there. Jeez.
But the clicks, John, the clicks. I'll grab your mic here.
Yes.
Is Tiny Town's going to be one of the big the?
No, the other 2. So there's Point Salad, and then there's Walking in Burano, which was
Oh.
by Emperor S4.
Yeah,
bringing
yeah,
out
yeah.
The English.
I just played that a couple weeks ago. Yeah.
And then a new game called Curios, where you are collecting artifacts from ancient digs and stuff to not put them in the museum, but to sell them for money.
Oh, okay.
So,
So you're terrible archaeologist.
So,
Cool.
so 3 relatively easy to play games will
Cool.
be out as part of that.
Cool.
Tiny Towns is looking good.
Oh,
Hearing
yeah,
lots of good stuff.
We're
Yeah.
very excited about
Yeah.
Tiny Towns. We think it could do
Yeah.
really good stuff.
It seemed like one of the cubes fell on the floor.
Okay, no worries.
I was like, is Chaz doing push-ups?
I
out,
got
of, like,
video-
out of the corner of my eyes, like, are you doing
I
push-ups
got
right now? Are you
video of it.
exercising?
It's fantastic.
Hi there. I'm John.
I'm Dustin Hatchett.
Nice to meet you. Great. So we've got. Oh. Are you Solar Flare?
No.
Okay.
No, they got me in doing this. I'll slide
Great.
this over to you. So you
Great,
can
great,
see
great.
what's up.
So who's this?
Yeah, I'm industry liaison for Shiny Garden. We're a cooperative of conventions in Denver. That's an offshoot of BoardGameGeek out of Dallas. A lot
okay.
of our folks are volunteers down
So we
there.
should put. So Shiny Garden. You guys got that, Derek? Shiny Garden. Dustin Hatchett. Great.
Yep.
Oh, is it going to make sense to even put this on camera? Is this something you'd like to?
You can.
Yeah.
Something more to cut to.
Yeah, it's something to cut to. So we'll. Yeah. So I think.
Yep.
Not too much. All right. My left. Yes. Like so? And sorry, you said it's a cooperative of.
Well, yeah, we run 3 conventions a year, and then we also work as a co-op with all the other conventions in Denver.
Okay. So I should say, Shiny Garden.
Yeah, we're doing the Celebrating Diversity with the Inclusive Fan Events. We run 3 conventions a year and work with all the other
Cool.
conventions
Sounds
in
good.
Denver.
I think that we are ready when you are.
Okay. I'm off, right? Yeah, I'm muted, yeah.
All right.
We are rolling.
Before you go rolling, though, the GAMA logo, can you pop that up on the screen?
Don't want to do that in post.
Okay.
We're good.
We are good.
We are good. Whenever you are, Red Eye.
All right. Hey there, I'm John Cox with BoardGameGeek, and today I have Dustin Hatchett here with Shiny Garden.
Yes, hello.
Now, tell me about your organization.
Our organization runs conventions in Denver. They're inclusive events. We run 3 conventions a year. We also help with a co-op with all the other conventions in Denver. And a lot of our staff happens to be volunteers for BoardGameGeek Con in Dallas.
Oh, okay.
So our volunteers and our staff are trained by some of the best, so we appreciate your help with that. And we enjoy running conventions in Denver and really want to bring more business to Denver, more people, especially for prototyping, protospiels, designers, developers, and help them out. We have a lot of great resources in Denver for that as well.
Okay. So I see over here you have a couple of these events of note. You want to talk about those a little bit?
Absolutely. The main premier gaming convention that we do is Hexacon, and that is over Martin Luther King weekend in January. We also have WhimsyCon, which is a Maker Faire con. So as far as the gaming side, we're always looking for new miniatures and terrain and how to do 3D printing and all that, so we help that out. It also is a costuming convention and everything.
Okay.
And then we have Myths and Legends convention, which we do all of the current myths and legends, Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, that kind of thing. Explore those topics as if they were, true Greek literature, that kind of thing, because 500 years from now, they will be.
I see. So you give it a very, just a very serious, let's all
Absolutely.
come together and really discuss this because we love the
Yes.
nitty-gritty of these.
Yep.
Okay.
Absolutely. And we have gaming, of course, on the side and try to focus our gaming through those. And that's why, as the chair of Hexacon, I work with our other, sister cons in order to cultivate gaming at all of those conventions. And we also work with all the conventions in Denver as well, the science fiction literary conventions and other gaming conventions as well.
Oh, great. Well, that's wonderful of you to explain all that. Is there any other things of note you want to talk about here?
Our next convention is going to be Myths and Legends. It happens the week after Gen Con.
Okay.
We try not to ever end up on Gen Con
That
because
makes
a lot
sense.
of our staff goes to Gen Con.
Sure, sure.
But it's actually a nice cool down from Gen Con because we just talk and have a good time, do lots of panels, and real mellow gaming.
Cool. Well, thanks for coming by and telling us about it, Essen.
Absolutely. Thank you very much.
Great.
Sweet. I heard on the stream that some whispering's being picked up. It might be. Are you hearing it at all?
Are there any questions? Is there anything on the stream?
Let's see. I don't think so.
Okay, just double checking. Cool. Thanks for coming by, Essen.
Thank you very much. Yep. Let me get out of my pocket here.
Are you? Is it time for you to jump in, Eric?
No.
Okay.
But Todd is not here yet.
I see.
Thank you again for the opportunity.
Yeah, thanks for stopping by.
Yep.
John.
Any game?
John.
Any boards and
Yeah.
games coming soon?
Try hopping this way a little bit. I think.
Is that it? So
I know we got
spring is coming?
our board is unfortunately not centered anymore. Like you see, we have some black
Yeah.
on the camera, but I mean that can all be adjusted.
So Todd Rowland from AEG.
Is it, like, stuck down?
Oh, he's done. He came and went.
Wait,
Yeah,
what?
he came.
Yeah, Todd's done. We
What did he bring?
he brought Tiny Towns and Point Salad.
All right, so he showed up super early.
I guess so.
Okay.
I guess so. I don't even know what time it is. What time is it?
It's 4. It's 4:05, I think. So news from GAMA, and we're still trying to actually find someone to talk with who is sort of official about this. But Asmodee has signed an exclusive distribution deal with Simon Games, or Simon Limited, for distribution of their titles in the U.S. Now, this is sort of being treated as big news, but Asmodee did not buy Simon. That's not what happened. Asmodee already distributes Simon titles pretty much everywhere else in the world other than the US. So when I go to trade shows in England, or not England, in France, I was thinking Europe and then transition into a company, in France or Germany, then usually Simon is demoing as part of the Asmodee press event because Asmodee represents them there and distributes them. So this is not unfamiliar territory.
You're saying people should calm down?
And now it's just sort of, it's extending into the US. And more specifically, talking with someone else out there, Simon is still going to handle its own distribution for Kickstarter projects. So it's kind of an interesting split where they're kind of, I don't know, skimming off the fat off
I guess.
everything.
I mean, Asmodee has their fingers in
we're
most
gonna
pots.
keep, no, Simon is. We're going to keep all the
Oh,
Kickstarter.
I see what you're saying, yeah.
All the Kickstarter business is ours. We're going to handle all that. We're going to handle all the distribution of Kickstarter stuff. That's all Simon. And then after that, Asmodee, you can take what's left and see if anyone cares about. If they didn't back it, how
Question.
Oh, yes? Yes, sir.
Do you think that, well, this is going to give them access to Alliance distribution, right? Because Alliance was exclusive.
Simon, so apparently, talking with people, Simon had just recently added on more distributors.
Okay.
Okay? But now, yes, they will be exclusive through Alliance. So they added on these distributors, and now immediately the distributors are shut out again of Simon titles. So
sounds complicated. Sounds
it's-
confusing.
Well, business opportunities arise,
Yeah.
plans change.
Yeah, that's true.
Things happen like that.
Especially at GAMA.
So this is not an end of the world scenario or anything like that. Well,
thank
I already
goodness.
saw people tweet, like
Oh, yeah.
someone posted on a BGG News post that was about something else completely. They just went on and said, Asmodee bought Simon. And that's all they wrote. It was just like, where are you getting this?
Yeah.
So no, it is not that. No.
That's the funner thing to talk about than like, oh, distribution rights. Like, it's a lot more fun to scream
I know.
Asmodee bought Simon.
I have a question.
Question from Chaz.
Can you go in and ask? Didn't Simon? Aren't they using this event to officially announce that the way to pronounce their company name is Come On and not Simon? I believe that was
Really?
something that.
Where'd you hear that?
This event that we're at.
Oh, okay.
It's
Whispers,
Gamma. Yes.
whispers, and
Pedantic
Mr.
Monthly.
Mrs. Gamma
Come on.
announced.
Well, the way that speaking to him,
Oh.
it's the way that I've noticed that the way that the company name is being pronounced.
Oh,
Is
interesting.
come on.
Yeah, which is weird. And I
I thought there was a concerted effort to go away from that prior.
Well, yes,
Huh.
I've heard
It
both ways.
sounds a little like
Come on.
Just immediately.
Come on.
You gotta give us money. You gotta get our game. Come on. Look at our games. It is a little like that. Although, of course, USAopoly just did their rebranding to the OP.
I missed that one too.
Wait, what now?
The OP.
The Op.
They're called the Op.
The Op.
USAopoly.
They missed the opportunity. It could have been the OP.
They could have been the OP, but talking with someone who is no longer with USAopoly said it was an internal thing, the OP, and now it's an external thing.
They used to call it that internally amongst themselves.
Yeah, which is weird because it's 25 years old, and they're like, yeah, we're going to rebrand ourselves, change our identity completely, even though our Twitter accounts and everything else doesn't match up with that. Hey,
thanks for the breaking news.
We got people here ready to demo stuff early. Yes. And he had more games than we had time available, but he's here early.
Hey, early's good. That was a
lot.
lot.
Actually, I mean, and he's here before Dave.
Oh.
That's Colin.
The disembodied voice of Rodney is communicating to you because someone asked when Osprey is. That is Wednesday at 3:20.
Colin.
I mean, we may as well. I mean,
if you want to,
Jonathan Strange, presumably.
Go ahead and set up on the board.
Jigger some stuff around.
Yeah. We'll set up one game. Get on here. Or what we would probably do is put him in first anyway, and then Dave can set up on the side, and then we swap in when. Well, I mean, just efficiency. Never a dull moment on here. Maybe? I don't know. It's up to you guys to decide. All right.
So we're going to go with whoever's ready first, I suppose.
Yes. Well,
okay.
Dave is not here.
That's true.
Therefore, he is not ready.
We have a spreadsheet. We don't have a clock yet. We should. Yes.
You have your phone. And put your phone up on the side.
Yeah, smart. Smart.
That's what I do. And we do often at Origins and everything. Yes, we have a little iPad.
Right, so we're just setting up
where
the
we're
next
streaming,
game.
and so you can look at comments as people are asking things.
We might do something like that for tomorrow.
We're trying to set up another camera here, guys.
Another
so
camera?
Yeah, just over here, so we can cut away from you guys when you're being boring, and then Derek and I can talk.
How dare you?
Behind the scenes.
Is there anything?
I'll run and get one.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. Do you think you can do it?
I have camera in my bag with me right now.
Did you get something you know to hook up quick?
I got HDMI out cables up in that.
Speaking of being boring, geez,
So
talk about them getting a camera out to not be boring.
That's right. I got a Canon TX45.
You want like a production booth shot going on here?
I enjoy jumping in there with the players.
No, that's great.
That's right.
You with the lab, that makes a lot of sense. Just disembodied Rodney. Disembodied Rodney. Well, that is hard to say.
Little Rodney over here on the side. I got a question.
Oh, hi. Oh.
So you have to do next time, clearly.
I think let's probably swap out the panel.
Yeah,
they're not quite there.
Ready,
Yeah.
I don't know if Carlton sets up the next game. I mean, once we're ready, we'll swap and everything's here.
And we'll show lots more games.
Wow, I'm just kind of amazed. I mean, it's good that Todd showed up.
Yeah.
It's just like,
he talked about a game called Point Salad. Have you heard of that one?
That was announced here.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I heard
not
of it.
on this camera, but at GAMA. Announced at this show. Point Salad.
That looked kind of cute.
That's right. It's definitely.
Tiny Towns also look kind of cute. Lots of cute stuff going on in the AG, I guess.
That's right. I played it once.
Tiny Towns?
Yes.
Okay.
It's very. You need to play. You know, you've got the random scoring condition for each game, so of course you have to assess it anew. You know, first game I just did lots of dumb stuff.
Yeah. Is it innocuous? Like you find yourself halfway through the game, you're like, wow, I'm an idiot.
Oh, it's just like I'm just digging a hole. There's nothing I can do at this point. I'm just filling up with resources.
I could see that happening for sure. Yes. At least you'll have lots of people to fail against when you play against lots of people in that game.
As long as the game's flowing.
Yeah.
And you're not just like, you know, people.
I think that's what matters.
Take a lot of time to decide where to.
Yeah. Well, it's good that we're getting slightly ahead.
Okay.
For now. Bye for now. Oh, I see. So you're gonna like when you're talking about those things. So you're not dissing. Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. I mean, we could try to do the whole like.
And I was teasing myself before. More like when things are being set up.
Totally.
No.
That is a good idea. We have the will, we have the technology, we have the brains, we have getting attacked.
you going?
I will be right back.
Museum.
Hey, do you have gaffer tape in your room too?
This is Luma?
Okay. This is not duct tape. This
Luma is
Oh,
distributor
perfect.
for
Holy Grail. Okay, yeah, because I know about this one from Holy Grail. I just didn't know they.
It's been in the works a couple of years.
Cool, cool.
Lincoln.
Oh, that's you.
Yeah. Since I kicked this,
I think
is
we are
this in the
definitely
right
going to need to
position
zoom
again,
out for
or
this
did
one.
It doesn't matter. It's not, we're not using it right now.
Oh,
We're
okay.
just using.
It's a
we're just
backup.
Just in case.
Oh, we're not using. We're just using only labs.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I think those are the.
All right. Yeah,
Just
no, I
in
think I'm
case,
feeling
yeah.
weird 'cause they'll scrape.
Oh man, you're just committing to this one. You're not slowing down at all.
Is that about the right?
That was beautiful.
That should be good. Okay. You put this in your pocket on your side.
Yeah. I think we're gonna
Are
need
you
the
showing
full.
just one or?
We're gonna do
Full
this one,
zoom.
and then we're gonna
Got-
do this one.
Okay.
Got some business going on here.
Do we want to talk about anything? Okay, we won't.
Yeah, historical institute.
We'll see how we do.
Game presentations and then
Yeah.
in general.
No, I'd probably just say there's
can probably-
a couple we have, or a few things
That's
that are.
Which one would be separate? Ideally,
Beauty.
because you're here early.
Yeah.
I had 20 minutes. Right now.
Yeah.
So we're ahead because
We're trying to be
Todd,
efficient.
yeah, John Roth didn't show up.
Todd showed up early.
Came and went. If you're ready to
Well, let me.
blast out,
Let me.
okay, count.
I got that. No, I've got a thing, but I'm gonna spit it out anyways. Yeah. All right, rock and roll.
Great.
Rock and roll-esque. Okay.
Hi there. I'm
Hello.
John.
Colin.
Nice to meet you, Colin.
Hi, John.
I think we are well positioned.
Yeah, you guys look great.
Good. It did. It did a little bit.
Amazing.
It did. It
That's
did a
just
little bit.
Canadian rapport.
All right, I think we're ready to go. If you guys-
that's how they talk to each other.
What's your name? The full name for the.
Full
yeah.
Colin Young.
Colin Young. Great. And should I say Luma or should I say Holy Grail for this?
Holy Grail Games.
Okay.
Distributed by Luma.
Okay.
But Holy Grail should take front.
Okay.
All right, we're ready to go when you guys.
Colin Young. Okay. Ready, guys? All right. Hey there, I'm John Cox with BoardGameGeek, and today I have Colin Young here. We're looking at Museum from Holy Grail, but distributed by Luna, right?
Luma. That's
Sorry,
right.
Luma. Yes. Yep. Do it. Luma. Ma. One more time with feeling. All right.
Yeah, here, we're gonna change the text here.
Yeah, it's, our byline says Luma.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well then, it's really fortuitous that I screwed that up.
Holy Grail Games or is it Holy Grail?
Holy Grail Games.
Yeah, it's Holy Grail Games.
It's hard to type on this.
Luma.
Mad about that. At least David.
Okay. Somebody, okay, we are. Oh, we shouldn't be recording. And.
All right. All right, we're gonna go. Hey.
Sorry, let's just wait.
Yeah. I don't know how much of that gets picked
Yeah,
up.
Really, come on.
All right.
Keep it together.
Into the bathroom.
Also Canadian. Never mind. We
Yes.
won't talk about
I'm
it.
sorry, you recorded. All right,
I
we're
did not. I didn't touch it.
okay.
We are good to go. All right. Hey there, I'm John Cox with BoardGameGeek, and today I have Colin Young here, and we're looking at Museum by Holy Grail Games, but you're here with Luma Games, right?
That's right. So what we have here is Museum. This is a set collecting game writ large. A lot of this is all about you being your own curator of the museum, and the whole objective of the game is to have the best, biggest, most viable collection of antiquities as you can. So you'll notice that we've got 4 major areas here on the board that are all representative of different locations around the world from which these antiquities can be acquired. So whether you're working from the American Pacific or Europe, Africa, Middle East, or Asia, all of these are some kind of civilization collection that you can put into your museum.
Okay.
And the overall goal there is to try to figure out how to create sets. Now, the sets may be from the different civilizations themselves, but they may also be based around a certain theme, whether they are the domain of warfare or agriculture or things like that. And they all have to eventually end up in the corridors of your museum. And that's where the collecting component comes in. They
Okay.
all have to be orthogonally adjacent in some way throughout your museum, as you would see in a regular museum that you go to. A whole collection will go throughout several corridors, all interconnected.
Yeah.
So there's a number of things that can happen throughout the game, whether they're headlines, whether you have public opinion shifting, and those are cards that may be randomly distributed throughout the different decks. And all of those things go to impact the ebb and flow of what's available at any given time. But the basic mechanic of the game is twofold. To start a turn, you're going to draw one of the cards from one of the regions. That's a must. They're free to draw, but you have to take one into your hand. After that, you are going to try to put cards into your museum, and the way to do that is, let's say I have this Theater and Temple of Apollo. And this is a value 3 card. The way in which you're going to try to get that into your museum is to exchange cards from your hand that are of equal value.
Okay.
So if I were to exchange another 3 card that's in my hand, or some combination, a 1 and 2, that would be equally valid. And those are simply going to be placed face down in my... Think of the face-up cards in front of you as your warehouse. They're still available to you, but they're not necessarily in your museum or in your active hand. And those could be purchased by other players. So you've made them slightly more vulnerable. And the way in which you could put in multiple cards. If you had a bunch of small ones and you spent a large card, you'll notice that they can go up to 5. And so as you're placing these cards in here, you're creating an effect where you're moving the cards around. I may be able to buy your cards. I may find something that maybe is worth spending a little extra currency to pull from your warehouse in order to get them in my museum. It costs a little extra to do so, but maybe that makes the most sense.
Okay.
So a lot of it is simply this constant shifting of cards where the antiquities are always the focus. Now, you may need a few things to help you with that, such as the experts. These experts here are going to be a variety of team members you can employ to give you a certain bonus towards your sets here. And these will cycle through gradually over time. So they may be able to help you with increasing your personal hand size from 7 to 10s, very strong ability, or even to give you bonuses if you're focusing on certain areas. And you may find that you're focusing on certain areas, maybe because they're available, or maybe one of your end game objectives, which you've secretly taken at the beginning of the game, is encouraging you. Your patrons want your museum to do well, but your patrons would like your museum to do very well in a particular area.
They have their own
they have things they like, and they're giving
you
money, so let's just make sure
Makes
that they're
sense. Gotta
happy.
listen to 'em.
Exactly. So the game is a lot about presentation. It's Vincent Dutray art on 170 odd pieces of historically researched antiquities from all over the world, but it is a mechanic where it's very easy to teach, very easy to pick up. So we're excited to be working with Holy Grail Games to do that, and we think that the sheer scope of the cards will give a lot of people an opportunity to play a lot of different games using a very simple buy and sell kind of mechanic.
overall framework.
That's right.
Awesome. Well, thanks for showing us this today.
Thank you so much for having us, John.
Great job.
Great. I forgot to bring this back on screen. Sorry. Usually try to.
Sarcasm, by the way.
Oh God, so brutal.
No, very good.
Is it
get
okay
back
if
in
I
the
have a
rhythm
good
of it.
crying jag after Rob? Like I assume
He
the
is
bathroom's
just-
there
he's
for
just-
that.
That's what the tissues are for.
He's so
Oh,
cutting.
thank you. That's so considerate of you in the biting.
All right. Want to swap out? Card down. Pass this over to you, Lincoln. I will give this back. Just go right on the white marks. Great. All right. It might make, let's see here. Maybe just so that we can zoom in a smidge. Maybe we just centralize this a little bit. That's why I put that there in the middle, because we can sometimes zoom in
Perfect,
and get
yeah.
a slightly.
Absolutely.
So this is just going to give us.
You are
a
the
little
trained
bit.
professional whom I trust implicitly.
Trained might be an overstatement, but.
Well, take the compliment, John.
Okay. Well, thank you, sir. Oh, thank you. We might want to zoom in. I think
Oh,
maybe
yeah,
I was
sorry
thinking
about
maybe we
that,
could
John.
zoom in a
I'm sorry.
smidge.
I'm with you.
Not a lot, but just a little. Did you guys get my cue when I put that in the middle?
I did.
Okay, cool.
Switch away, zoomed in, switch back.
Cool. That's what I was trying to go for.
Can we pull those pieces that are kind of off the top left?
This one over
pull
here?
them in a little bit if you can.
How are we doing?
And it looks like it just the the bottom card there. It looks like it's a little bit askew. The bottom board, yeah, that one. Just rotate the other way, yeah.
We are
like
askew.
that.
All right.
I might be able to punch him a little.
Incubation.
Incubation.
So again, should I say Synapse Games?
Please, yeah,
Okay.
Synapses Games. That's going to be the publisher.
See those tokens there? Oh, pull them in a little bit more. Just flatten them in. I can zoom in a little more. Yeah, that's
Like that.
We love the zoom.
Gotta get that zoom.
Is that good?
Yeah. As I can go.
And you are distributing it. Should I say
Yes.
that? Okay.
Is this Holy Grail again, or is this?
Yeah, you can say we're representing.
No, this is Synapses representing. Okay.
This will be Synapses Games.
SYNAPSES.
Synapse.
Yeah, you can just say represented by Luma.
Represented by Luma.
Yeah,
sure.
that'll do for now.
I will do my best to say that.
I believe in you.
SYNAPSES?
Games, yes.
Yeah.
You got it. Nailed it.
That's good.
Incubation.
Back on the
Incubation.
Paul, can I get you to just hop over towards John?
Yeah, so I was just noticing that.
Yep.
Thought you'd never
You guys
ask.
are great.
Is the mic position okay? Can you hear? Is the audio level good?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, just speak for a moment there.
Why, hello. How are you?
Oh yeah, it's.
Hi,
I'm
Rodney.
just gonna turn the sexy down on that.
Oh. I mean, you can try, but
Well done.
The knob seems to be jammed.
there's a lot of handsome in the room. It's just coming out. I'm overwhelmed.
All right, I think we're ready to go. You guys ready to go?
Yeah.
Feeling good?
Yeah.
How do you
Alright.
play this one? Oh, I'm teaching it. Okay, no, I think
Well,
we're ready.
You
I
see,
think
you
we're
have
ready.
some eggs.
I like
yeah.
it.
We are good to go.
Okay. All right, let's go for it. Hey there, I'm John Cox with BoardGameGeek, and today we have Colin Young here, and it looks like we have Incubation by Synapses Games, and you are representing them as Luma Games,
That's right, yeah. So Synapses Games has put out Incubation, and this is a game where you are trying to, you want to hatch the best eggs, you want to bring them to market, and you are trying to be the best possible dragon breeder you can be. And to that end, a lot of what you're going to be doing during the game is rolling the dice, and you are going to be trying to make some decisions based on what kind of resources you're generating and what kind of eggs are available at the market. So on a turn, if you were to roll, as John has, thank you very much, John. So you'll notice that there are a couple of different icons here. You'll have the flame icon and the water icon. These are the two things that you really need to make a dragon egg really shine, by which I mean hatch.
Yes.
And so you'll see that on any of your player cards, you'll have 2 spots for any possible eggs, and those are things you can draft from the 3 equal piles here. And each one has a point value, which you'll be able to gain at the end of the game, as well as what you need to be able to hatch that particular egg. So you're going to be trying to draft these. Now you do have a couple of rerolls with the dice in case you don't like exactly what it is, but you always have to take what the final die roll gives you. Sometimes you're going to be able to get a little bit extra if you roll doubles, but the most important element here is you can always cash in one of the dice and simply not take whatever the item is, but you're going to take a new dragon egg and you're going to add it to an empty slot.
Okay.
Now, over the course of the game, as you're hatching various eggs, you'll notice that there are several objective cards that are going to be on the marketplace, and that's going to allow you to try to get some end-game points as well if you can fulfill some of those higher-end demands for particular types of dragons. And you'll always see those either by the color of the egg, if you're quite the connoisseur of dragons, or you'll also see that little icon there up in the top left.
Looks like we have a Chimera Dragon over here.
Oh, well. That one's a
sorts.
special little one. Well, you never know. There's a couple of different eggs out there that could be a little special. We'll leave that to you to find out. But the marketplace here is also going to be where you can generate resources. So whenever you hatch one of these eggs, you're going to be able to draw treasures from the market based on how well it's performing. So one of the dice has a little chest icon. So whenever you see that, you're just going to tilt the market, and that's going to change the general tenor of what happens. Whenever you do that, you're going to place out more goods onto the marketplace, and those will accumulate over time. And whenever you hatch a particular egg, so if I were to hatch this lovely little fella here, then I may be able to take treasure from one of these, and that may behoove me to take some red, because I want to get that other one going.
And would you get to take all of it from that?
From one of the areas, that's
Okay.
right. So as it accumulates, it kind of gives you a bit of an incentive for what exactly may make the most sense for you to gain either these items here, the points, or straight up treasure, which can help you chain a couple of these.
Sure.
So really what we've got here in Incubation is a very straightforward, accessible marketplace game. You're looking at making some decisions based on what's available, but the die rolling mechanic is straightforward, and we hope that people that are not quite sure about a typical market game will really flock to it because of the fun theme. We've got a lot of fun art with a newer artist here, and just a very solid and accessible quick design. It's a quick playing game which comes to an end as soon as the last of the objectives have been claimed. So it can go by pretty quick. So it's really something that we're excited to be representing. So Synapse's Games, we feel, is going to do well with this one.
Great, great. Well, thanks a lot, Colin, for showing us Incubation.
Thank you very much, Sean.
All right, great practice. Let's do it for real now.
All right. Oh, God.
That's cool. I really like that. Just having
nice
them
little touch.
build up over time.
It's cool.
That little spinny thing.
I love spinners.
Yeah. When you spun that, I was like, oh, there's the hook.
Yeah.
Now you got my attention.
Why this hook? All right.
Take your little microphone there.
Yes, please. Thank you.
Alrighty, so we're all weird now, right? On our schedule?
Oh, yeah. The schedule's-
What schedule?
So what do we got next?
We are.
Robotech.
Yes. We're flipping back. We're on time, but we have just flipped the previous.
Got it.
I'll take this box and we'll put it next
Oh.
to John.
Yeah, here's with the pass off.
And you might want to take the mic off so it's straight against the mic.
Yeah. Robotech Crisis Point.
Yep. Is there a way to share the pre-order link at all at some point in this?
Mention it for sure.
Okay.
And then the video, we'll probably have the video live on YouTube. And
then we
I
can
get
put
it.
a description or
Yeah.
something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
That'll
Perfect.
a lot more.
You don't want a hand there?
I'll feed it through right here.
All right.
Because you want to go to that side farthest away from me, because you want to face it out.
Well, we have a camera up there.
Yeah.
so
Okay.
Same.
towards you.
Oh, okay.
Yes, that way you don't have to look at it.
Okay. This is like the fourth one of these I've done in the last 2 days.
We counter what you guys do the entire time. It's like, when you're in here, you're going to do it like you're showing it to yourself.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not how it works.
I guess you push it up a little bit.
I can, yeah. I'll just push the whole board.
Set up a little bit.
Is that good?
That's great. I'm going to zoom out a little bit. That's great. That's really nice.
It's pretty. I make pretty games.
Is this
See
the
the problem that we're having here a little bit? Like it's almost like it still needs to be pushed up a little bit. The overhead. For the sake of the overhead.
Oh, yeah, he just didn't have it set up for it. You're right.
There we go.
You said to stop, man.
No, you're doing great. It's not you, it's me.
Are we good now, or are we?
Whoa.
Are we?
Is that a Canadian thing too? Are we starting now with that?
We just broke up, John.
Are we? Are we skewing?
Oh, we were all kinds of crazy stuff.
We're splashing.
Where are we at on squareness?
It
Yeah.
feels okay.
Yeah, it looks pretty good, I gotta say.
Hi there. I'm John.
I'm Dave.
Nice to meet you, Dave.
Meet you.
So Dave Killingsworth.
Yes.
Cool.
The,
Solar
I
Flare
think the
Games.
box there, Dave, to your left.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just push that a little bit off the screen, or unless you want it.
So I'll mention them. These are part of. At some point, I'll mention the pre-order because this is the production copy, and these are some of the bonus things you can only get through the pre-order. So I brought them just to hold them up.
So
or
if you
whatever.
want them on, like, because right now they're kind of only part. Yeah, and then bring them in, drop
Okay.
them in the middle or something. Perfect. All right, one sec. We're just doing one little change here.
It'd be fun to compare this video to the one from Origins. I was really uncomfortable. I was 100 pounds heavier then.
Really?
Yeah, you don't recognize
No,
me.
I don't.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
That was you?
I did Force of Arms I did Force of Arms at Origins. Yeah, I was 380 pounds, then I'm down to 280 now.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Assuming that's what you want. So.
Yeah, I got 35 more to go, and then I'll do the last surgery, and I'll be by the time
BGG fall. By the time July gets here, I'll be down to 240.
You have to reintroduce yourself to me again.
Yeah. Well, I have more people who've met me in person today in the last couple days ago. And then you see the look of, they either want to go, did you lose a bunch of weight, or go, oh my god! It's one or the other, and people, when you reach a certain amount of weight loss, people then don't know what to say because they're worried you might have cancer.
Yeah.
Well, we can talk about a happy side. So.
All right, so we're good here. Good enough for me to continue. All right.
We're good.
And you guys can start whenever you like.
All right. Hey there, I'm John Cox with BoardGameGeek, and today we have Dave Killingsworth here.
Nice to meet you.
Solar Flare Games. We're looking at Robotech Crisis Point.
Correct. This is our second game in the Robotech line that we're working on. We did Force of Arms last year. This is now in pre-order. We've already started production, so no Kickstarter. It's just a pre-order. And this is it's kind of an extended iteration of the mechanic from Force of Arms, but way more sophisticated and strategy-driven. Force of Arms was a pre-built center that you kind of moved around and played around the outside. This is simplified outside. You build the middle as you play, and the cards trigger off of each other, and cards you will play later in the game are more effective the better you configure what you're doing in the center. So we really took what we called this mechanic that I created way back for a game with cows stealing aliens. This is the ultimate strategy expression of that game.
Okay. So could you go over just like the basics of how we play out here to the middle of the board?
So basically it's built into, it's a 4-phase game. You have the tactical, the token, the hero in command, and then scoring. The 4x4 16 in the middle is considered the battlefield, and the outside area is considered the combat zone. And when you're playing, you have base cards, strategic locations, unit cards, and combat cards. Combat cards are the ones you'll play around the outside of the board face down. So they're powered 2 through 9. And what it is if I'm playing these two sides and you're playing these two sides, to score this card at the very end, we look at my fighter here and here, how much power versus how much power you have. Highest power gets the card. So it's simple, but it's the manipulation of the board, which is the strategy and the complexity. So on my turn, in my hand to play in the middle, I have 1 base, 2 strategic locations, and 8 units. So every game, you're only going to play 5 of the 8 units because once you play 8 cards, so 1 base, 2 strategic locations, and 5 of your 8. So the game's very different every time because you're trying to figure out the synergies that work best for you based on what the other guy is doing.
Sure.
And so it's very different. So you'll play one of those 8 cards out here. Like if you play the Searchlight, that's not a good example. Let's say we play the Invid Fighter Bioroid out here in the center. Like we played it here. You'll collect 5 combat tokens, which are these, that match your style. And these are worth 1 attack or 1 defense when played on one of the cards out here. If you play it on mine, it's +1 attack for your scoring. If you play it on yourself, it's +1 for defense. In addition to that, all 8 of your unit cards are different. They have a victory point value for whoever captures it, but each one has a different ability at the bottom. So they really, some of them have better abilities if they're near each other or next to each other, and then the other player is trying to prevent you from doing that.
Sure.
And so as soon as you play a card out here, one of the combat cards, which is the 2 through 9s, like if this was me and I was playing here, I would play one of them face down around the outside, and we'd go back and forth for 8 turns until the outside is full face down and the center is full face up. Then whatever tokens we've earned, we would play 2 at a time, back and forth, basically modifying the combat zone by adding attack and defense where you think you need it. And so this is strategic, area control, bluffing, resource management. We kind of took all those little pieces from all these different games we ever played and went, okay, let's cram it all into one game. So my friends like to play me and trick me into walking into their power.
Yeah.
So you're always thinking ahead because once you do that and you play all the tokens, the token phase is over. Then you have a set of 4 command cards and 4 hero cards. Each of these specifically either adds tokens, removes tokens, or manipulates the board. And so if you've prepped the board the right way, some of these are better for you to play than others, and that's where the strategy comes in because you have 8 of them. You'll play 2 of the 4 heroes and 2 of the 4 commands, so you're not always playing the same cards every game either, so that the strategy and the choices keep mounting up as you go. And so you go back and forth, each play 1 until you've played 4. Then you would flip the outside of the board up, and you resolve all the cards. So like I said, we'd go here and say, okay, this is you, and say you're playing the Army of the Southern Cross. We'd see what your 2 combat cards added up here versus my 2 combat cards plus any tokens, and whoever has the highest value, this card goes in their deck. You put a token on there, who won that spot, because there's secret objectives in the game too, that if you can resolve one secret objective, you can score it. And some of them like capture 3 of the 4 middle. So if I had done this, I'd get to score that secret objective.
Uh-huh.
But if you had somehow realized what I was doing and did that, then I don't get to score the objective.
That makes sense.
It's kind of we call it the built-in tiebreaker, because I had seen some people play themselves to a standstill. As hard as that is in this, secret objectives pretty much eliminated ties completely. So yeah, we've put this together. It's already in production, and like I said, we have a pre-order up now where for the cost of the game in retail, we're doing discounted shipping, and then there's a bunch of Robotech exclusive items that can only be received through the pre-order. Like we took Force of Arms and we took Crisis Point art, and we actually created a custom set of Robotech themed playing cards. We use their logos as the suits and all the art from the game, and you can only get this from us in the pre-order. There's a variant comic cover for the free Comic Book Day Robotech comic.
Yeah.
It has our art on the cover, has our name on the cover. So there's a bunch of extra stuff. We wanted something that was service the fans that they really enjoy and give them an opportunity to get the game early, but it's the same price retailer. They could get it at a retailer later, so it doesn't hurt the retailers.
Sure. Awesome. Well, thanks for showing us Robotech Crisis Point, Dave.
Thank you.
And good.
Great.
Thanks.
Very nice.
Let me go get a drink real quick.
I'm getting pretty quick. Oh. Yeah, Aldi pre-ordered. He was nice.
He pre-ordered?
He pre-orders everything. I think mostly he's just nice to me and Angie.
Did you say that this is based off of a game where you have aliens trying to abduct cows?
So the original, way back when we did Nightmare Forest Alien Invasion, we had some extra card space on the print run, and we created a game called Nightmare Forest Utter Terror. And so basically, that outside you have aliens with a spaceship and a tractor beam powered 1 through 8. In the middle is a whole bunch of cows with their face down.
I think I demoed that at BGG Spring.
You might have played it there. We gave a bunch away to a lot of people.
Okay, yeah, because when you said that, my ears were. I like that.
Yeah. So this is basically really the ultimate complex expression of that mechanic.
Nice.
Great. So.
Smirk and Dagger or Smirk and Laughter is next.
I don't.
But I haven't seen her.
Yeah.
Also
Well.
trying to get John, who was missed, John Rod. So.
We're a bit early at this point, I think.
Oh. John was up doing presentation with impressions just like I was.
Ah. All right.
Oh, and don't let me forget to grab the microphone.
Yep.
Indeed. For the time being, just.
What's the story?
No, I just for the time being, we have nobody on. Do we want to?
Yeah, we'll jump in.
Jump on and
we'll chat up.
do something.
We'll do something. How do we turn on the my mic here? It's right over the first. Just tap this. Is it mute? Yeah, just tap. Oh, here.
Oh, now I'm not muted anymore.
You're talking.
I'm talking. All right.
Talking to you.
Go jump on there. With you, John.
What's your phone?
Sure. Yeah, that's good. Good for the chat.
Have we bumped into anything on the chat that anybody is interested in
Well,
posing as questions?
Age of Sigmar Munchkin is on the way.
Ah.
New expansion for Blackstone Fortress has been announced. New expansion for Age of Sigmar and Kill Team is adding. Wait, there's a new expansion for Age of Sigmar? Who said that?
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, we'll see.
Thanks a lot, Dave.
Thank you. Take care, man.
Trashorama, I think. It's hard to read your name. It's like dark blue and black here. That's Chad Roberts?
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Chad. Interesting news. This new expansion for Age of Sigmar. Tell me more. Yeah, I saw that Kill Team was adding elites. That's going to allow you to bring like the big Terminator figures into the Kill Team. I played Kill Team, by the way, when I was at AirCon. Played part of a game.
I know nothing
You know
about
it?
that.
Right,
I don't
so-
really do minis
Miniatures
or
game.
anything.
So,
what is this?
So you've probably heard of, or you're somewhat familiar with 40K.
Yes, I'm
Right?
vaguely familiar with it. Yes.
So large armies fighting each other, madness, chaos, death,
Yeah.
skulls everywhere. So Kill Team says, all right, you don't have to have like 1,000 models. You can bring in a Kill Team, which is usually about 8 or 9 models,
Mm-hmm.
and then you fight with somebody else. You make this like tiny little team, and it just gives you in a smaller play space as well. So it's kind of a nice entry point if you've ever had interest in 40K, but you're like, that seems like too much.
Okay.
It's too many miniatures to paint, it's too many things to assemble, it's too much terrain to collect. This gives you like a smaller version of the game to play.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it's a nice entry point. It also allows people who are maybe interested in 40K but like don't want to paint like a whole bunch of other larger armies. You can sample little bits of an army. Like, I'm just going to buy 9 models of this other army I've always been interested in but haven't played before.
Oh, cool.
So anyway, so it's and they also released a Kill Team Arena, which then says, okay, now you like Kill Team, simplified it in a way even more. They give you a board and plastic terrain, and that's it. So you don't have to build a whole bunch of other terrain. It's
Okay.
just this thing, and it's meant to be kind of a little bit more competitive. So if you're playing in a store against somebody, the maps are always symmetric. So we're always exactly facing the same sort of zones of competition, and it balances things out that way. So Elites is just adding new stuff into your army.
Cool.
But they are doing some kind of Kill Team-like thing, we think, for Age of Sigmar. So if you're an Age of Sigmar fan, which is more the fantasy side of the game, there's something coming for that, maybe. We'll see.
Huh. Lots of stuff being announced.
Yeah, lots of stuff being announced. So, how's it going, John?
I think
you've done like what, 4 of these now?
4 of
5?
these now, yeah. I think it's going well.
I think it's coming together.
It's
We've got, oh, look at this! We got a game. Push over. We got a game. Yes.
Well, I mean, if we got no one here.
It wouldn't be a BGG stream if we weren't playing a German game that no one's ever heard of before.
Eric always brings a card. We always play at least one card game. What's this for?
It's a tissue.
Oh, that's to wipe my eyes.
That's the first player marker.
That's when you lose to Eric. You got to wipe your eyes.
Jump on? Yeah, he's trying to get a slot. We got space.
There you go.
All right.
We
Set it up there.
I play this game too. I love this game.
Start setting up.
I love this game.
Huldock.
Yeah, this is.
I have not heard of this one.
Huldock Mammoth. Mammoth.
Which is pretty much like a Crazy Eights.
Crazy 8 style. Okay.
Fantastic. There's a little feature for when you're crying because you.
Right.
Yeah.
That's right. So you want to score points.
Cool.
Most
I like points,
wins. Yes. The game comes with 7 colors of cards. Each color has.
Derek, can you hear Eric on the stream? He's not Mike. Is he coming through on mine? Okay, go ahead. Sorry, Eric.
Okay.
Continue.
Okay. All right. Got a hand of 4 cards.
4
Start with
cards.
1 card face up in front of you.
Okay.
1 face up.
Oh, John's winning right
So should we have the overhead going? If you can switch, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
I mean, we can see how we want.
Nothing matters.
We're flying.
So we have 7 colors of cards. There's 1 to 7 in each color, and there's 2 copies of each card. That's it. Very straightforward. You're trying to get the most points. On a turn, you must play a card from your hand onto one of the piles.
Okay.
Okay? Here, let me give myself 4 cards as an example.
Derek, can you go over the
So-
overhead just quick?
Pretend this is my hand.
Okay.
I'm going to play one of the cards in my hand, but I must match the color or number of what I have on top.
Uh-huh.
Okay, this is a Mammoth. It's a Crazy 8. That's essentially the German version of Mammoth.
Okay.
Same thing. So
Either color or number?
Either color or number.
Okay.
However, if my left or right hand neighbor, which you can imagine is in a circle here,
Right.
has the number or color that I am playing,
Right.
I cannot play it on my pile. I must instead play
See,
it
I
on
do.
theirs. No, I have to play it
Oh.
on your pile.
Oh, okay.
Or if
Oh,
I
this is
wanted
my
to play
pile
this,
here.
This yellow 4,
Yeah.
I have to play it on John's pile because he has a 4. And I can't play the 2 or 7 in purple because I have neither a 2 nor a 7 nor purple in my pile. Neither do these guys. So right now my only choices are to give stuff away, which is terrible because I want points. Now, an alternative, instead of doing that, is to take one of the cards in my hand and play it face down on top of my pile as an onion. And on my next turn, I can play anything I want, any color, any number. However, of course, if it matches your guys, I have to give it away.
Okay.
Right. So I could do this and then refill my hand to 4, and assuming all goes well, next turn I can play this purple 7. And then hopefully, Rodney, you've gotten out a brown, and then I can play this brown 7 on top of it.
Right.
And so on, and continue to score points that way. The drawback to doing that, main drawback.
To what? To flipping face down or something?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it's good to have that. You can't play on my face down pile.
Okay.
They'll spoil it. But at the end of the game, I count how many face down cards I have. Let's say I have 6 of them. Then I have to throw away all the 6 in my score pile. All the 6s are gone. If I end up with 9 onions face down,
You throw away
I
all
have
your
to throw away all the 7s.
Which are the higher point value? Oh, okay.
And then the 2s.
Oh.
To add up to 9.
Right. Okay.
So the
That
more
is
that
cute.
you use the onions, the more it's going to bite you in the end.
Can I ask a question? So if you had 9 face down, could you choose to throw it 6s and 3s?
No, you cannot.
It's always
You
7 and
must
2s.
throw-
Highest
Yes.
and then make the
Yes.
okay.
If I had 13, I'd throw out the 7s and the 6s. I'm
Sure.
winning at that point.
I think there's a reason we got a crying
So
Indian.
I risk losing points at the end by putting that down, or maybe I give John 4 points now. Maybe he'll give me some points back.
Right.
And we'll,
Maybe it'll work out.
It'll sort of work out with a virtuous circle here. Maybe not.
Virtuous circle.
Yes.
Okay.
And that's the nature of the game.
And I guess we don't get to play because we're about to do another video.
Yeah, I
But
think
we'll come back later. Maybe we'll
And
try
it
to
comes
play.
packaged with the tissue. So if anyone's complaining too much, you can say, "Oh,
Are you serious? Did that actually come in the game?
Yes.
That's amazing.
Because it's onions.
I thought this was maybe like a Kickstarter exclusive.
You're crying over your onions.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, I would definitely like to play this game.
Yeah, great game teach.
It's super simple.
Where'd you pick it up at?
Nuremberg.
Nuremberg.
Messe.
Our world traveler.
Yeah.
Eric.
That's
and
right.
Lincoln.
And
the
I
traveler.
have not played it with 5 and 6 people yet, which is weird because you only affect your neighbors. I don't have to worry about. I played it with 4.
It's your literal neighbors.
I played it with 4, and then
So you're just
I
like,
don't have to worry about the person straight across from me.
Right.
But of course, they're worrying about the
Their
other.
people.
So I want to
Yeah.
try it with more just to see.
Yeah, we'll give it a shot.
Thanks,
Maybe at
Eric.
dinner.
Are we still on the table or are we at the headshot?
I created a little both. So
Both? You did it both?
Wow, the technology.
I don't even know what that
We have
means.
the technology.
All right, I'm going to step away.
Step away. And then we have. We do smirk and laughter.
Here, I'll get you to slide in.
Oh, hey, he doesn't. He's missing some parts.
Okay.
So they're gonna.
You hop over this one.
Let me grab the board.
And have one step around.
One more hop, I think.
One more hop.
Maybe 2 more hops.
There you
Okie dokie. Hi there.
Hi there.
I'm John.
John, nice to meet you. I've seen you do your thing.
Oh, thank you.
So that's good.
It might make sense for us to consolidate just a little bit so we can zoom the camera in.
Yeah, do what you need to do on here.
Just a little. I mean, the more we zoom in, the more the details will pop.
All right.
Are we taking off lanyards or no?
Taking off lanyards is ideal.
Let's do that then.
Sparkworks?
Yep.
And then we're going to pinch your shirt. Pinching your chest.
That's the idea, right?
Oh, the idea. That's right. On that type of show.
Is it Spark? It works 2 words or 1?
Works is one word. But you got his name?
All right. And I think we can zoom in a little bit. Not a lot. Just.
My name's also on the box. If you need help. So.
Justin Blask?
I'm Mel Primus.
Sorry, Mel Primus.
Yeah, but
You said your name and I already forgot it. The worst. Mel Primus.
Mel Primus.
Does it matter having these on screen here?
No,
Okay.
those are just extras of these for 5 to 5 players.
Great.
You got everything in your shot.
Yeah, we're nice and tight here. If you end up wanting to talk about anything specific, like pointing out specific, if you just move it to the middle, then they have the option of zooming in, but they can't move around, so they can only go here.
Right.
If you want to, no big deal if you don't. I think we got a pretty good overview here. And I think actually you should maybe scoot over a little bit.
I'm going to zoom back a bit too. You guys are
Yeah,
really close.
we're getting in there.
Real close. Cozy. How's that look? Looks good. Derek's that all right?
Yeah,
Okay.
I like it. Are you guys ready?
Feeling ready?
Yeah. Sparkworks or Sparkworks Games?
That's his company. I think it's just Sparkworks.
Okay, then that's all we'll go with.
Let's go with that.
Sure. What I put in.
Just talk to him.
Let's talk to Dan.
Okay. We're rolling.
We're good. All right. Hey there, I'm John Cox with BoardGameGeek, and today we have Mel Primus here. We're looking at Penny Lane from Sparkworks. So why don't you tell us a little bit about it?
All right, Sparkworks is our worker placement game. My partner Justin and I designed Mintworks originally. This is kind of using a similar engine underneath it, but we've added a lot more features on top of it to kind of expand it out into a slightly bigger game.
Okay.
So on your turn, like a typical worker placement game, you're going to be taking an action by placing tokens out onto this board, but instead of using workers, you're actually just using pennies. That's
Okay.
Penny Lane.
Yep.
So you'll choose one of these various locations out here, such as becoming the first player. It costs 1 penny to go there.
Mm-hmm.
You could use the black market for 3, and so on like that.
Mm-hmm.
Some of these buildings out here, these are what you're going to be trying to add to your lane. You're trying to make the most beautiful lane in the neighborhood.
Okay.
So you're going to be collecting these various different cards using a few different locations out here, such as the Mason's Guild, which you will actually pay the cost that's on these cards. There's 4 different types of cards in the game. There's your residential ones, and they will all go on the bottom part of your lane. The other 3 types will go on the top part of your lane. So once you acquire these cards, there's a bit of a tableau building on thing on here where we matching these various links. You'll notice on the sides of the cards here.
I did notice that. Yeah. Okay.
So there's penny links and victory point links. So as you place these out here, you're going to be trying to, and you don't have to, complete those by placing them against your lane. So here, during every upkeep, when the round ends, you get an additional penny. If you complete the victory point ones, that gives you an extra point towards the game. And the various different special abilities on these cards will give you other ways to get additional income or additional points. Now, with all these residential buildings, you're going to get actual citizens, which will come in as you buy these and place them. They will give you a citizen, which you can then employ in various other buildings in the game, such as this stationer here. You would, on a future turn, go to the Gazette, basically taking out an ad to, we need a worker here, and then you would move your citizen from your residential building into your stationers here, for example, and now you've actually revealed a victory point here by getting them a job and potentially activating the ability that's on this card.
Okay.
The game goes until somebody has 10 or more victory points, which is tracked up here on the top. We finish the round out, and whoever has the most wins.
Cool. I'm curious, as we're putting our coins out onto these spots, is there a moment where these clear off?
Yeah, basically once everybody passes, either they've run out of money or they decide they want to save it for the next round, then we will clear all of these spots off of money. Everyone will do their upkeep, which will either get them more money, potentially generating more citizens back on their player tableau out here, and we do another round, and we keep going until the end game condition is triggered.
Great. How many players does this play, and about how long?
This is 2 to 5 players, and it's about a half hour.
Okay.
I think.
Great. Great. Well, thanks for showing us Penny Lane, Mel.
Thank you very much.
And good.
Cool. Thank you. Squeeze these on there, and away we go. Goodbye. It's nice to meet you, Mel.
It was nice meeting you.
Oh yeah, no worries. Many hands make light work.
All right.
Actually, like, they're ready to go back in, so you can mute me, because I probably won't jump in too much here.
I call the game Sparkworks?
Yes, it's Sparkworks.
I think we're hypothetically going to have Eric
wow.
in soon.
Did I?
Probably after this one. Yeah. If he's still around.
Let's get your microphone back here.
Oh, yeah. Who's going to do, are you going to do this next one, or are you going to go?
You roll and seek, yeah. If you
Just go for it right now. He's still setting up.
Go, go, go.
Move. Pressures, you can go slower now on those stones. You can just make sure they're perfectly fast.
Ready? I can actually, you want me to open it on camera? It's really
If you'd like. If you'd like, yeah.
all right. Okay, looks like we're about ready to go. Do you want to change?
Hi, I'm John.
Hey, I'm Dan.
Nice to meet you, Dan.
Dan the Man Yarrington.
Last name?
Yarrington.
Yarrington, Dan Yarrington.
But with a Y.
Great. And with?
For this game, it's Flying Meeple.
Flying Meeple.
A few different imprints.
Great.
Tilt my hat back up.
And this is Roll and Seek.
Roll and Seek, the museum.
Okay.
Did you get that? What was it? Flying Meeple?
Flying Meeple, singular.
Got it. And anytime you'd like to start.
All right, let's go for it.
All right.
Oh, yeah. Oh, we are not ready.
Oh, yeah, that would be good.
Mic this man.
Anytime you'd like to start after you get the mic on.
Okay.
So it's best if you take your lanyard off just for this.
Okay.
We've been noticing it scratches and it sounds awful.
Can do.
To everyone but us.
Should we have that on the outside? Probably like this.
You want it on the other side because your head's going to be turning. It's a directional microphone.
Okay.
On your lapel there. Yep.
How's that? On the inside? Okay.
Great.
Just tuck this under here.
Yeah, that works. Alrighty, you guys ready? Hey there, I'm John Cox with BoardGameGeek, and today I have Dan Yarrington with Flying Meeple, and we are looking at Roll and Seek. So what's going on here?
So this is a new title from Flying Meeple. This comes out this summer, and this is a really cool illustrated dice game. So you all know the game Memory, right? You're trying to find things.
Yep.
This one is Memory Dice Game. So what you've got here is a cool little rollable cup, as you can see. You can put the dice in there. It actually stores that way too, so you would get rid of this nice recyclable packaging, and then you just put all the tiles and everything inside. So for roll and seek, you've got a few different modes. It's a very simple game. You can play with 5 and up, so my little 5-year-old and my 8-year-old can play. We're gonna lay out these tiles as 12 tiles, so we're gonna do 3 by 4. And what we're trying to get here is you can see each of those corresponds to a symbol on the die. So that's the same symbol. All we're trying to do is find the match to win. That's it. So you theoretically could win the first time. As you can see, it's very complicated rules. This is all the rules. We have base rules for big kids and for little kids. So, and when we play this, we're just gonna take these two. I'll let you go first.
All right.
So just roll.
All right.
We're gonna play the regular way first. So don't show me what you're revealing. You're trying to find those two to win.
Okay,
so just flip over any tile, you look at it yourself.
A single tile,
Put it face back down. Yeah.
All right.
And you can look at another one.
Oh, I can keep going.
So you can look at 2. You're trying to find that match. So if you find both, you're going to reveal them and win.
People over there. I did not find both.
But now you know where 2 things are, right? So now I'm going to roll. So I've got those 2 there, dinosaur bones and the statue. I'm going to look at that and that.
Play along.
Okay. All right. So I did not find them either. So now you're going to go.
All right. So now I'm going to look at this one right here, and that one. No, not winning yet.
No. Okay. Let's see where I can get here. No, not that one. Ooh, that was close. Okay.
Starting to learn more about what our options are here. Oh, okay. I don't like that roll.
This is the regular mode, not the easy mode. So.
Yes. People are already noticing that I'm looking at the same thing twice because I'm awful. I haven't won yet.
It's the tension of playing real time. It's really on camera. Okay. Nope. All right.
All right, we're getting close. We've seen lots. I haven't seen that yet, though. Let's see here.
Ooh.
Does that exist? No. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. I know some stuff.
I knew where
some
those
stuff.
2 were. I could have gotten that. Oh, I don't know where that is. All right. I'm going to try and find that. No. Ah, curses.
All right.
This is the seeking
Oh
part.
my
We're rolling
gosh.
and then seeking.
How many different faces are there?
Well, there are 12. So.
Yes. Nope. Don't have it yet.
No dice. All right. Oh, I got that one. Okay. Did I get that one? Yes. All right. I got that one and that one. And that matches my dice, so I win.
Perfect.
So 2 minutes. So that's the regular version.
Sure.
The simpler version of that, you would roll with like really little kids, as it says in the rules, and you would reveal to everybody.
Oh, okay.
So you would say that,
It'd
and that
be
makes
much
it
quicker
a
in that
lot
case, too.
quicker and
Yeah.
a lot faster. So instead of 2 minutes or 3 minutes, it's like 1 minute. Now for big kids, like most of the people watching this video, we actually have 4 more tiles. So you would shuffle these in randomly, and these are special abilities. So when you reveal those tiles, you would reveal it, and you would do that ability. So like take this tile, you can discard it to re-roll a die, etc. So that's your regular, real little kids, and real big kids, and that's roll and seek.
Great. Well, thanks for showing us this, Dan.
Thanks, John. Okay. Is it with an N or just HN?
Just an N.
Just an N. Okay,
Technically,
good.
there's an
Jonathan.
H. I say it because it's Jonathan. I know it's a really lame joke.
There you go. All right, we'll get this out of the way. But yeah, actually, you take this out normally, and then this will go in here, so it stores nicely on the side. All right, we'll get out of your way here. Get your mic back.
Excellent. Excellent. All right.
I'll be talking about one for each, but dagger is the umbrella for everything. Yeah. So dagger for both? Dagger for both, yeah.
All right. Let's gingerly bring that over.
Well,
I can take the transfer once we get close to the table here. Can hover it over. Oh no!
Whoa, there we go.
That didn't go well. All right. Are we gonna do 2 separate ones?
Yeah.
Okay. Which would you like to do first?
We're gonna do the one that's really set up here.
Yep.
So I'll place those over here so they're easy for me to grab.
Makes sense.
Did we get all the rocks that fell?
I believe we did. Oh, okay.
I saw you guys playing this last night. I didn't see how it played. I just saw. I was like, that looks neat.
It is. It's really so good.
Because technically,
the guys from GTS, the sales staff, they're like, show us this game, and then they didn't leave. They played 3 games in a row.
Nice. I'm gonna scooch this a little bit. Yeah, right there. I think that's kind of perfect. Did we lose a stone?
We did.
Oh man. Oh man. Oh, perfect. That happened last year. We lost something on the carpet forever too. This carpet is yeah. Awesome. Hi there, I'm John.
Hey, John. Kurt.
Nice to meet you, Kurt. Yeah. Pew. Like that?
Yeah.
Okay. Great. So this pretty much perfectly fits the camera up there.
Rock and roll. Kurt, good to see you. Hey, good to see you, man. All right, so let's just flip.
Covert,
like covert actions.
Covert, easy peasy.
First met you, I thought your name it sounds like you're a Marvel character.
Indeed.
Kurt Covert. And this is Woolly Mammoth?
Woolly Whammoth.
Woolly Whammoth. Get it right.
Yeah.
Get it right, John. Jeez.
There's nothing right about this title. It's all spelled.
Good luck.
Yep.
And we're saying Smirk and Dagger for
Smirk and
everything.
Dagger, yeah.
Great. Games. Smirk and Dagger games. Alrighty.
Oh, and I've got the box back there.
Oh, yeah, box. Duh.
Wing it in there.
And we can grab the Shou Bou one as well.
It's a crinkly box. Yeah? Yeah, Shou Bou we'll put off to the side, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Woolly Whammoth. Kurt Covert. All right, we're good? All right. Hey there, I'm John Cox with BoardGameGeek, and today we have Kurt Covert from Smirk and Dagger Games, and we're looking at Woolly Whammoth, yeah?
Yes, indeed.
So what are we doing here?
So Woolly Whammoth is, it's kind of a bluffing, double think. It's a devious game of screwing your neighbor, and what you're doing is, you know what? There are pieces missing.
Oh, pause.
Pause. So sorry.
Wow.
Terribly sorry.
Oh, we forgot the mammoth.
The woolly
pieces.
mammoths.
Yeah,
very
that
critical.
That requires.
Yeah. All right. There we go.
We're good. We're good.
We're good.
I can see you thinking like, should we keep going? No.
No.
We should not keep
No.
going.
Take two.
All right.
Rolling.
All right. Hey there, I'm John Cox with BoardGameGeek, and today we have Kurt Covert here with Smirk and Dagger Games, and we're looking at Woolly Whammoth. So what are we doing here?
Yes, indeed. So Woolly Whammoth is for 2 to 4 players. It's kind of a devious double think, bluffing style game.
Okay.
Where you are a clan of cave people trying to feed your tribe. And you've decided that the best way to do that is to run down this hunting path and knock a mammoth off the edge of a cliff.
Okay.
Now, the trick is you don't want to run off the cliff with the mammoth.
Makes sense.
And what you're trying to do is you are trying to encourage others to do just that with the cards that you play.
All right.
You also, of course, don't want to get stomped by a mammoth or fall into a tar pit. So
it's a pretty dangerous place.
You know, the Pleistocene's no joke. So the way it plays is everyone's got the same hand of 8 cards.
Okay.
And everyone will end up choosing one of their cards they think is going to be, best for them. And when they flip it over, let's flip these so we don't get confused.
Yeah.
All right. Now, I might have picked a 1 because I don't want to go that far. But the trick is we all move the total of all the numbers shown. So I have to figure out what you're playing, how high you're going to play.
Right.
Because it could really mess me up. So here we got 1, 4, 2, everyone's moving forward 7. What you quickly want to do is get out of pace with people so that maybe I'm starting here and you're at start and this guy is up here. Now, all of a sudden that 7 might be, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm flying over the edge of the cliff with the mammoth.
Right.
I still get a meet, so it's not terrible. But I lose one of my guys out of 4, and that's not great.
Right.
Now, there are other cards, though, that are going to give you either a little minus or a little plus to help you kind of like jockey for position back and forth.
Right.
Or other helpful cards like take break. So I'm shoving everyone forward too, but I'm not moving at all.
Okay. So in the previous example, what is going to stop all of us from going 7? Like, what's going to make me go slightly more or less than you?
See these little modifier numbers right here?
I see. So that's specific to you.
Specific to you.
So you played that one, so you move 6.
Right.
This person moves 8.
If they want to, 7 or 8.
Okay.
Yep.
It's optional.
Then there's also like a -3 card. So, if someone had played a -3, we subtract that from the total. So, that's how that works.
Affects everybody,
Yep. There's also, of course, a charge card. Now, if I play the charge card, after all the cavemen move, any mammoths that are still on the board are now going to charge. So we flip over one of the charge cards. It's stomping down the path for 4. So this guy's going to be safe.
Yep.
Yep. This guy, 1, 2, 3, 4, is getting stomped.
Not safe.
Not safe. He
Nope.
loses a guy. The object is to be either the last cave tribe standing or the first to actually hold 6 meat tokens. But that's hard to do because as I keep on playing cards, they're gone from my hand.
Right.
If I ever want to refill my hand, I have to spend one of my valuable meat tokens to put it all back.
I see.
But I may do that because I may say, oh, you know what? He's definitely going to try to throw me over the edge. I need some of these more protective cards.
Right.
So that's, you're getting into everyone's head. You're trying to like figure out what are they going to do to me, and that's really the fun of the game.
I gotcha.
Now, every time you knock a mammoth successfully off the path, you have to go farther afield to hunt more mammoths. So your board extends.
I see.
Including adding more tar pits, which you don't want to step in because you will perish as well.
Yeah.
Everyone also has a special tribal ability.
Yeah.
So you have a choice. Like the Nutty tribe here, you can flip this to add 4 to your move. So that might just put you in scoring position. Or I can place a discard of my choice back into my hand. One of those two. Now, once I use it, I flip it over, and I won't get that ability back until one of my cavemen dies, and then I can swap it back. So
a little bit of a catch up there.
Yeah,
huh?
it's about 3 uses of
Right.
give or take of that ability.
Great.
This game plays in about 30 to 40 minutes. It's a great filler. It's a lot of like great head faking, and it's just a blast to play.
Probably some loud moments.
Yes.
Great. Well, thanks for showing us Woolly Mammoth, Kurt.
You bet.
Great. Great.
I'll just take the whole thing.
Yeah, you take the whole thing, and we'll just.
We could probably just do that one on the black, yeah?
Yep, I think so.
So yeah, just right about there is our center point.
You got it. So what we will
appears.
do is this and this.
We probably even want to go
I will let you arrange.
a smidge more. I think we should. I mean, this is the whole game right here.
Yeah. And I'm going to put a rope in between these.
Like so?
Other way around. Oh, and actually,
I was wondering.
there we go.
Yeah.
Pull down a little bit, I can zoom in.
We can do that, yes.
Yeah, like that.
That seems good. Great.
Perfect.
So this one is
Shou Bou.
Shou Bou.
Make sure our stones are all in place here.
And for this one, for the banner, did you still want the umbrella of Smirk and Dagger, or did you want us to switch it to Laughter for this one?
It's still, it's still generally under Smirk and Dagger. It's the imprint, but yeah. But thank you.
So I'll say dagger.
Say Laughter.
Yeah, it's fine if it says Smirk and Dagger
I will
on
say
the title,
laughter.
but it's
All right,
a Smirk and Laughter
let's
title.
Just
Yeah,
confuse these people. It'll be great.
it's gonna be fun.
All right, are we ready?
Yeah.
We are ready.
Rolling.
Let's see, where are we going here? Hey there, I'm John Cox with.
I missed that. All right, go ahead.
I forgive you. Hey there, I'm John Cox with BoardGameGeek. Today I have Kurt Covert here with Smirk and Laughter Games, and we're looking at Shou Bou.
Very good. Yeah.
So what are we doing here?
So Shou Bou is obviously an abstract strategy game.
Yeah.
It's got a learning curve that you can learn in about 30 seconds, like checkers. But once you get about halfway through the game, you start realizing, whoa, this is a lot more like 3D chess. And the reason is you are playing on all 4 boards at the exact same time.
Okay.
And so the spatial relationships really come into play. Your object is simply to remove all of your opponent's stones from just one of the boards.
Okay.
So in this case, you are the white stones and I am the dark stones.
Yep.
This rope signifies the division between your home boards and my home boards.
All right.
So your move is always in 2 parts. The first part always starts on your home boards. And you're going to choose one of your stones, and there's a passive move. It's a setup move that cannot actually move any of the other stones.
Okay.
So it can be a move 1 or 2 in any direction.
Okay.
So let's say I went here, and now my aggressive move has to match that exact direction and number of moves on the opposite color board. Now, it could be any of these 8, so I could go here, I could go here, but it's got to be one diagonal this way. So let's say that was my move.
Sure.
Now, you would then, obviously make a move as well. We'll just, for ha-has, we'll give you that. Now, to show you now what the aggressive move really is intended to do, my passive move can now be 1, 2, and my aggressive move can now shove stones.
Okay.
And what I want to do is I want to shove you off the board. So 1, 2 takes you off the board.
All right.
You keep on kind of going back and forth, trying to just have your stones remaining on just one of the boards.
I see.
But as the more aggressive you get, the more locked down your pieces become. So in this case, it'd now be your turn. So if you wanted to target one of my stones here, take a look.
Let's see here. Well, I mean, can I push both of your stones?
That is the one thing you can't do. And thank you for mentioning that. Yeah, you can't push a double stone.
Right.
But if you wanted to move this off of there to knock my stone off, you would then start on the opposite board and go that direction.
Right.
Yeah.
I could also do 1, 2, right?
Yes.
To go 1, 2.
Absolutely correct.
Okay.
Yep. Perfect.
I see it.
So now I'm gonna, let's see. I'm just gonna go 1 here to drop 1 there. And we keep on going back and forth. But what's really interesting is, as I said, as you get really, really more involved, sometimes a board will get ignored as you really focus on 1 or 2 boards you're trying to do. Let's assume that I would love to knock your white stone off of here, but during the course of play, my stones now get arranged in this configuration.
Right.
I can no longer move 2 this way to knock that stone off because none of my stones on my starting board give me the ability to move 2 in that direction.
And it would be aggressive here, so it has to be passive there.
That's right.
I see.
So you also start seeing, well, all right, if that's the case, and you know that I can't come that way, you start playing that to your advantage, placing your stones where I can't really get that.
Right.
So I have to rebalance my boards constantly, and it's this great 20-minute total mind game. It feels very familiar as soon as you play it, but it's a completely unique experience, and this is blowing up during demo nights.
Yeah, like I said, I walked by, I saw people playing it. I didn't even see the rules, but I said, that looks interesting.
Yeah, and it really is. It's one of those, just feels instantly classic, and yet it's so fresh and cool.
Great. Well, thanks for showing us Shou Bou, Kurt.
You bet.
Alrighty. All right, tag team.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
John Cox, everyone.
Woo! Uh-huh. That.
Sure. I'll find some stone.
We lost the
Aggregate
part, yeah.
Yeah, I had to write the bottom of the B.
A little surprising.
Thank you, John.
Yeah.
All right. Sure. We're all friends here. What color would you like to be? Be blue, I'll be yellow. Green. Red. Am I too loud?
You're on before.
No, you guys are not. I think the mics are not screwed in.
Oh. Okay.
That is a problem.
Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2. Okay.
I mean, it's just chips, so.
Yes. Yeah, you got plenty of. What color would you like to be, sir?
I'll be
Okay.
It's in front of me.
Sure. These won't be in the game, so I'll just show them at the beginning. Blind spot by Sparkworks. You might want to, because the front's sort of stylistic, so you might want to rotate it to the side as well. Because that shows you the blind spot on the side, yeah.
It's good. I think people will get it.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it.
It's pretty tight.
As far back as I can go. It's terrifying. All right.
Should I lean in?
Yeah,
there we
probably
go.
not.
Okay.
That's good. All right. All right. And we are rolling whenever you're ready.
Hi, this is Eric Martin with BoardGameGeek. I'm here with Dan Yarrington for Sparkworks, looking at Blind Spot. Very decorative title here.
That's right, yes.
You gotta look closely.
You got to look closely, or you can look on the side of the box, and then you can see it there.
You can do that as well,
Yes.
or the top,
Or the top,
elsewhere.
or the side. Really, any of the sides except the front.
Okay.
Okay, so.
Aside from all that.
That's right. So this
We
is
are
Blind
clearly
Spot.
trying to find words.
That's right, yes. But
looking at the covers, it carried through.
yeah,
The
so
idea of it.
unlike normal games where you look for words in order, you have a blind spot in this game, as you
Okay.
might know. So I can actually show you on the back of the box here. I'll put a face down. There you go. So you can see you're covering a word. So if I were to show you here, let's see if I can find one quick. So if I cover a spot, and I only have 30 seconds on my turn to do this,
Okay.
now I can see tame, T-A-M-E. You have
Okay.
to cover a word. So you can't just say,
You can't find the word as it exists. You must create the
no,
word.
you must find the blind spot. And there's lots of variety here because you have a whole bunch of tiles. They're all double-sided. So we've just laid out a few tiles here. So on your turn, you have 30 seconds to go ahead and flip your timer.
And can I cover any number of spaces?
You
or?
can cover one. Just place one chip, and you're trying to find a word.
Oh, okay.
And you have to just go up and orthogonal, so just up and down, left and right.
Okay. So I mean, you could just anything, just hat.
Well, see, yep, hat. There you go. Boom, piece cake. Now, what you
Okay.
cannot do is you
I
cannot.
got fat actually with
Yes.
with a PH.
You could not do 3 in order. So like if DTA was a word, you couldn't like put your chip there and say it's after the chip. It has to be
Right.
in the middle of the word.
have to eliminate
so you did
something.
hat. Now the beauty of this is the reason we have 4 timers. So this is 1 to 4 players. There is solitaire mode, and as soon as I don't have to wait for your timer. As soon as I'm done, I flip mine. I have 30 seconds to find something. So I'm going to use my one that I found earlier because I'm cheating. So that's tame, and now it's your turn.
So I flip
again.
the timer again.
Yep, you flip the timer
Yeah,
again.
there, Sue.
Okay, Sue. Now I'm going to have to wait for mine to go down. So I'm just going to use the yellow here because that's actually, if we're playing 2 players, we each have 2 colors of chips.
Okay.
So in this case, let's see if I can find something. I'm going to say ban, B-A-N. Now another rule here I'll point out, since I have extra time on my timer, you cannot cross the streams of colors. So if I put a blue chip here, I could not use that because the word crosses another color. It has to only cross yours.
My hole.
So if you want to try the red there, since we're playing 2 colors and
Oh,
2-player.
Sure. So you can just do knit.
Yep, knit's fine. And it actually does have a handy little thing for word game nerds. It has a handy little allowable 3-letter words here for all the different Scrabble aficionados, that sort of thing. All right, so that's pretty much it. We're just going to keep doing this until, and I'm going to assume my timer ran out here. So
Okay.
if I fail, I put a chip on the glasses. If I put 1 chip on the glasses, I can now play it diagonally. And keep in mind, we haven't done this yet, but you can play upside down as well. So you can go bottom to top. Now I can go all directions. You still have to go up and down, left and right.
Okay.
All right, so it's all you.
So dorm.
Dorm, there you go. I'll do my yellow here. Okay, so I did, geez, playing this live. Cool. See, all of you at home are probably seeing like 3 words here, but you see, but yeah. Oh, that's a good point. Where's the big one?
Tiles in the bottom left-hand corner.
Right here? Okay. Oh, yeah, there we go. Okay, so that's a good example. Thank you. Because if we do 5 letters or more, then that is, forget exactly what it's called, the far-sighted bonus. So you are far-sighted, sir. So I get to place an extra chip, and I just place it anywhere on the board. I don't score a word per se. I just place it. So that helps me block other people. All right, it's all to you. And then basically we keep going. We keep doing that until if I place a second chip on here, I'm out. So if we were playing 2 colors, I can get out of 1 color. I just have to be the last person standing. And again, you play 1 to 4 players. Plays in about, it says up to 20 minutes on the box. We find it's usually 10 to 15, depending on how long you take to think. But you do only have 30 seconds per turn. So that's Blind Spot.
All right. Thank you very much, Dan.
Thanks, Eric.
Quick overview. Blind spot. I'm not going to say what I just found.
What did you find?
I'm not going to say. I just said.
All right. Well, now I'm curious. Yeah. Yeah, Richard Vickery, Australian designer.
Once he said as well that you could go
yes.
backwards as well as forwards, you find more than you would see before.
Yeah, that's cool. He turned red. I was like, it must be not an appropriate word.
I'm not gonna.
That's the adult version. Both these are this summer.
You gonna grab the other board?
Oh, it looks like the tablecloth might be sliding this way.
Are both of you coming on, or is this Matt?
I'm just gonna do Matt.
Okay.
think a game was getting set up, and I think that stand got bumped at one point.
That's possible. That's possible.
Oh.
Sure.
I know. That's my.
He's calling you a load. All right.
No, they were trying to play a game.
Just waiting for them to dance. You can hear it on the camera. He's got a deep voice. It's gonna carry you through.
And nobody wants to hear that, right?
No, you don't want background noise. And there, I'm a pure Matt.
Oh.
That's right. Minimal,
Take a look up top there.
minimal components.
See, might need to shift a little over.
No, it's good.
Is it? Okay.
It is.
Thanks, guys. This is washed out, though.
Okay.
Where the score pad is a little washed out.
I think the score pad's just mostly white. That's the problem.
It's mostly white with lines, and it's going to be gray. Plugging in the distance.
Now it's showing it.
That's better.
Okay. You didn't have his name? Yeah, I'm ready. Okay. I had to look again, I think. Here. Hi, this is Eric Martin with BoardGameGeek. I'm here with Matt Ryan from Bezier Games looking at Cabo, a new edition of a game that came out 2010, I believe.
Yeah, it was a 2010 release. So what
Okay.
we've done is we've redone some art. We've redone a couple of the mechanics of the game, and it is really fun. It's very beautiful. It's a quick, easy card game, so it's one that you can take just about anywhere with you. So I've been traveling a lot, going to all these conventions over the last couple of weeks. It's been the best game to have with me in the airport. So
I know Cabo is sort of it derived from the public domain game Golf. You want the lowest score possible, but it's got more to it. There's more special actions.
Exactly. And so what we've done is we've added some special power cards into the game, so you can peek at your own cards, spy at other players' cards, or swap the cards in front of you for other players' cards. So you really have to be paying attention the whole time, and you also got to keep in mind what your cards are.
Okay, so we should probably back up a bit and say, where are our cards? We have no cards.
Exactly.
So how do we start?
So the first thing we'll do is we will shuffle all of our cards up, and we are going to deal 4 face down to each player. So as we're dealing 4 face down to each player, don't look at your cards yet, because we will only get to view 2 of these 4 cards. So you're only going to have half the information of what is going to be in front of you. And so, on your turn, you pretty much have 2 choices to make. You can either take the face-up card from the discard pile and exchange it with one of the face-down cards in front of you to lower your value or create a match. If you create a match, you can exchange both of those cards for 1 card from the pile.
Or I can draw.
Or you can draw from this pile, and you can also exchange a card, or if it has a word on it, like swap, you can play that card and discard it immediately. All the powers are on the higher number cards, so you typically don't keep them. You want to discard them, and then you get to use the ability to swap any of the cards in front of you for any of the cards in front of me.
But without knowing what this is.
Exactly, and that wasn't one I looked at, so I also don't know what you swapped for. So for all I know, it could have been a 13, which would have been amazing. And the numbers in the game go 0 to 13. So I got a peek, so I'm going to look what Eric gave me. And as I suspected, it was not very good.
Yeah, it was garbage. All right, so I swap something, I discard.
Absolutely.
All right, and we keep taking turns back and forth until
one of us feels like we have the lowest number. When we feel like we have the lowest number, one of us is going to call Cabo. Now, that's you saying that I'm super confident I have the lowest number, and you want to be confident because after we flip our cards and count them, if I'm correct and I have Cabo, yes, that's a great one to see. If I'm correct and I have the lowest number, I actually get a score of 0. But if I'm wrong, I have to take the total of my 4 cards, or however many I have left, and add 10. So we'll keep playing this game until a player crosses 100. Once a player crosses 100, whoever has the lowest score at that time is the winner. And of course, whoever crossed 100 is kind of the loser. Sorry.
Kinda. So you mentioned having pairs. What do you do with a pair when you have one?
So if you have a pair and you're pretty confident, you can say, okay,
I will do it. I'm pretty confident.
Okay.
I don't want that. That's a terrible card.
I know, it's a terrible card to get a pair on.
Okay.
There we go. That's a better one. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so you're going to take your pair and exchange them as if they were one card and turn them face down. And you were correct. So they go to the discard pile. You're down to 3 cards. Now, if you'd been incorrect and this had been not a pair of 7s, this was like a 5 and a 7, you would have had to add that 5th card in front of you. And now you're playing a game with 5 cards, which when your goal is to have the least number of points, 5 cards is a huge disadvantage.
Okay. All right. Cool. Very straightforward.
Yeah.
On here. Cabo, coming, it's out now?
It comes out in April. Yeah,
Out
it's
in
going to be April.
from Bezier Games. Thank you, Matt, for the
No problem.
overview.
Thank you.
That was fun.
Did I beat you? No, you dropped that
did
10
not.
on me.
Good.
Also, because I picked up a 0 before.
Oh, lucky duck.
Ta-da.
And we do have the silver decks here if any of you guys want to come by and play. I know that you and Derek have both gotten to play that, but if any of you other guys want to come by and play silver, that's going to be our later releases this year.
But have you officially announced it yet?
What?
Do you?
It's going to be announced in May.
It's gonna be announced in May, but it's just
You're alive.
Oh, my bad.
Everyone keep that to yourselves.
Yeah.
That's right. Bezier is not publishing anything ever again. Don't listen to Matt. That's right. All right. Well, thank you very much.
No problem, guys.
That was great, man.
Thanks,
I like your
guys.
energy on the screen. That was good.
I almost beat him. If you hadn't dropped that 10 on me.
That's right.
Have you
Well,
guys
we
seen,
were not continued.
We got that game?
We did not. It's in my bag. Yes.
Can we play something?
Sure.
Yeah, I know the rules.
So Flying Meeple is already done. Peterson Games will show up, probably with like both arms, something really giant they're carrying. Okay. Don't use the special action cards.
No special action cards. All right.
So we're playing the game that we taught way earlier.
Way earlier, like
We'll try to explain it as we go.
minutes ago.
Hey, Derek.
Oh, Derek, are we able to get the picture in picture for this one?
Yes, absolutely.
Sweet.
And
You are alive.
and-
Oh, that's right.
And
All right, so we're up there. Should probably zoom in a good chunk.
that's right.
Yeah.
Rodney, you want to start?
I will start.
Oh, it's, yeah. The problem I have to not look at your
Yeah.
hand while you're.
So I want to play on my own, but I have. Right.
If you play a 5
Yeah,
or
it
a
has to go
blue,
there. I got it. Yeah.
The goal of
okay,
the game is
get
to have
it.
the most numbers
So,
in your pile.
most points.
I could do that.
Highest numbers.
Right.
'Cause that's
Rodney's
so I
got
can't go on
11
yours.
points right now.
When
Yes.
Do I draw?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. We
You-
play through the entire deck.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, this is horrible.
Well,
so
hey, if you give me something,
It's true.
I will
Don't forget
probably
you go
give
face down.
you something.
that's true. I
I
can
like
go.
when you go
Yes.
face down
So
first.
I have to place a card down.
Yeah.
I would like to place it on mine, but it's literally identical to Eric's. So no matter what,
It'll have
it's
to
going to
match
match up.
mine. Yes.
So in that case,
Play better, John.
you
I
could
need
put
to
one
play
face down.
better. I think I am going to play
Or-
one face down.
Really?
Yeah, I am.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I am not. And then refill your hand the 4.
Oh,
Ah, yes. Okay.
that's very
Oh,
friendly.
yeah, I give something to Rodney.
Thank you.
Yeah, but now you
Thank
can't play a
you.
5. You
No,
give
I
me
can't.
a
I
5.
can't.
So friendly.
Okay, so
Friendly.
I will be friendly as well. I will give you this one.
Oh.
It's
there's
a
a lot
low
of-
value.
Yeah,
card,
yeah,
though.
but you know,
There's a
it's
lot of
something.
kindness going on here. All right, I'm gonna bank 4 points for myself. Does
Okay.
not match either of those.
All right.
Right.
7.
Okay. Oh shoot. That's fine, right? Yeah. 5.
Yes.
Ah, you both are clearly the worst. Here you go, Rodney. You're a good guy.
1 point. So generous, John.
And don't spend it all at once.
I won't.
There.
There'd be nothing to buy with that.
That's right.
Oh, thank you, Eric.
6. There you go. So generous.
Okay. Okay. Ooh.
It's going well. It's going well.
Everything I would play would I have to give to somebody.
So
Or
you
you can go face down.
put it face down if you want to.
No, I'll give 3 points there.
Oh wow.
What?
So kind.
Yeah.
All right. So in this case, I.
So if I at the end of the game have only 1 card face down,
You
let's
get
just
rid
say
of all your ones.
Let's say I had no ones, then that's no problem, right?
That's the thing. Like I have 1 face down here, so ones are nothing.
Like
to
if I
me.
kind of
If you give me
now.
a 1,
It was interesting.
But if you
That's
do
true.
another one,
Yeah.
then 2s are bad.
I know I haven't done any 2s yet, so.
all right, I'm gonna be
I can do
nice.
2
I'm
face
gonna be
down,
nice.
like, there we
This
go.
is way too nice. Only to Rodney.
Only to Rodney. Yeah.
All right, face down.
Face down. It's happening.
All right. I will play. Ooh, I might have to face down here. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to. So.
That's great for me. I can play anything.
No, you still have to play a yellow or a 3.
Yeah, you might have a hand that doesn't work
We
for
might
you.
force you to put one face down if you don't match up.
Okay. AKA not great for me.
Okay, so I can do anything I like on mine as long as
It doesn't
Doesn't
match
match
any of
yours.
those.
Yep.
Oh my goodness. All right. Well,
It's very simple.
Here you go. Here you go.
Very fast.
Yeah.
Give you another generous one. You know.
Oh.
How many times you played this,
What's
Eric?
this? 6, 7, something like that.
Okay.
Oh my goodness. Okay, this is wonderful. I'm the only blue. I will take 5 points. All right.
All right, I'm already stepping up. Double onion.
Double is yeah.
And just for anyone who's watching.
Yes.
This is the game.
Pool knocked. Yes.
Although I guess that's kind of in the way there, isn't it?
Bulldog Mau Mau.
Actually, right here.
Bulldog-
Bulldog Mau Mau.
Does that fit?
It does.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to take my turn any second now.
Yes.
Any second now.
You only have 4 cards.
Think about all of the ramifications. Oh man, he's going down again.
Yeah.
This is fine though because I can 5 to 5.
All right.
I am very okay with this.
This is all playable.
Technically, it is. Yes. All right. I set myself up to get a purple one down.
Ooh.
Oh man.
I
feel like
it.
there's been a lot of generosity
that
towards the middle.
Oh,
Look at this pile. stacked
my
up here.
my pile is garbage.
Pardon me. Sorry.
That's all right.
I need a mute button. All right. Let's go with. Yep. Being nice to Eric now.
Oh, I will also be nice to Eric. That's good.
Okay.
Everything's coming
I
up,
do
Eric.
not want to put another one face down. I don't. So I will have to. I'm going to be nice.
Ah, yes. Ooh. I also don't want to put another one face down, but oof.
There's still a lot of game left.
There is a lot of game left.
There's a lot of
There's
cards.
yeah. So don't worry about it, John. Don't worry about it. Here's 5 points.
Oh,
Wow.
oh, and another
Wow.
5.
Wow.
I can really double up John's generosity.
This is a garbage hand. I'm going to go.
Yeah, I should have gone face down.
Because you're still staring at garbage.
I'm still staring at garbage. All right, it's on there.
Oh, can't play anything? Can play something. Oh, can play something.
I cannot.
He could not. He was going to be generous, I guess.
Disappointed for you.
All right.
Yes.
All right.
you go.
That's cool. That's cool.
7 points.
Let's go with a 4 banger.
Rodney, if you want, you can totally turn on that microphone you're wearing.
Oh, is it not turned on?
I normally muted it 'cause
It's
I was
on.
worried about this.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You switched. Right. How about now? Am I
Yeah,
coming
right.
through?
We've been missing all of his zingers.
Sorry. My microphone was muted.
That's right. He's been carried through. You're up.
Back to you. We're going for it. That's just fine. Get it up to 5.
Yes, give me my 7. Get out of 7s.
Are these different colors?
Yes, they
Yes.
are.
That's
They
unfortunate.
have different images.
They
They do.
Yeah.
Yes, the light blue,
Significantly
dark
different.
blue.
It's a little
This is cute.
close. Oh.
Bulldog Mau Mau. Crying onion.
Okay, I'm going to give
Oh no.
you 6 points.
Oh heck yes!
Yeah,
All
I
right,
know.
thank you because I get my own 7.
Oh,
No, I don't.
No, you give me that 7.
Oh.
You can't have that 7.
Oh man, I was so excited for a second there. No, this is awful.
Gone.
I cannot. Oh no.
Yeah. You know what to do. That's right.
Oh, that's what I'm doing.
You guys are gonna get pink eye.
Yeah.
That's right.
And
There we
that's
go.
how the whole team was taken down. And you're just like doubling down on 7s.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, the worst.
Gross.
Just play a different
Gross.
purple on his so that I can
I'm
play a
just gonna
7
do
if you don't
this.
mind.
I hate
Oh,
that I have
man.
to
No,
do that.
apparently not.
Man.
I think I'm up to 4 or
All right,
5.
I'm still
face
okay
down.
with
It's
this.
good to remember.
I'm still okay with this. I think I'm at 3. Yeah, we're making quite the stack. Going, oh my gosh, you have so many 7s.
What?
They're just like on a
I don't
7.
know what you're talking about.
I feel
Let's
like
just get up to 7 face down cards and we'll be all
Yes.
set.
I am so upset about that.
It's hard to force someone, but you can.
Oh my gosh. Oh my
I'll hand
gosh.
that over to Rodney.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
All right.
Ooh. Yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah, that seems
good.
Good for you.
This hand is going to stall out
Oh,
right
get something
now.
for John.
Oh, there we go. All
You
right.
know what?
Mr. 7 Bags is
Sure.
spreading the love around. What do I got? It's the good stuff.
It's good now. That
Uh,
was worth giving that one, what I just got.
This is atrocious. Yeah,
Oh,
we're
no.
going down again. Do I remember how many I have?
Oh no!
Oh, did you not want that?
I need you to play on your.
Oh, you didn't want that one?
I didn't want that one. You
Oh,
sent my way.
no.
Oh, so sorry.
What am I gonna do? I've got a green 7. I don't give that to you.
We need to knock him off
Or
with 7s. He has
you
like
go
Here.
6.
Or you can
I'll give you
bag
that.
it.
Yes.
I'll give you
Okay,
that.
fine.
I heartily endorse that
Yes,
as I
does
play
that
my
work?
own 7.
It's yellow though. You have to give it to me.
I heartily endorse that as I play my own 7.
No, I don't play
Such
a
a cheater.
7. I cleared the deck for that. Don't put another 7
I really
on.
appreciate that.
Oh my, this game is ridiculous. All right, I'll give you that one.
All right, now I'll play this other 7.
You knew he's sitting on it forever.
Yeah.
He's just waiting,
Really was.
waiting to play that.
That one was just
Come on.
burning a hole in my
A
hand.
4.
Yeah.
Okay, fine, fine.
Oh, he's going down.
There we go.
He's
What is
going
that now, 5?
I don't know.
6?
I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah. I think for reasons I want to go down. I think this is a. Are we not allowed to count? I think.
You cannot go back through your pile.
That's good. I'm
you
glad.
just have
I'm
to
glad for
remember.
that.
I really hope I'm at 5 and not at 6.
I'm going to do this.
All right, this is fine. This is fine.
If I've got 7 face down, I'm going to cry with this.
I know. That's why I'm like. All right, we're.
Oh wait, I'm down to like 2 cards in my hand.
We're going for it. We're going on a 6 run here.
Penalizing myself here.
It's good. It's good.
All right, all right.
It's good.
it.
We're just keep.
Almost done.
I need to make sure I don't have a freaking 6 of those in there. I've just. Oh, dang it! You cut my
Now.
6s off.
Okay,
I
this is
should have
good.
done that last turn.
Another 7. Be afraid.
All right, Let's go with.
Eric always has these quick little pocketable.
All right, we're
fun
going.
card games.
All right, we're going 4 points.
Oh, and 6 more.
No.
And 7. Or maybe it's a 0. I don't know.
2. Definitely 2. I think it's definitely 2.
It's still 2.
Hey, it's still 2. Okay.
So
we're almost out. 3
It's
cards
here,
left.
here.
Oh,
Take
there's
2
a
more.
special card.
No,
That's
you
not
Take 2
supposed to be
more.
there.
are the worst person. Do we keep
What
playing?
was that? What is this?
I can explain the special cards
Check
later.
that one. Oh, the special
Do we
cards.
keep playing through our
Yeah,
entire
you,
hand?
you play through your entire hand, which
Ooh.
might bite you in the end.
Oh my
Yeah.
Because
gosh.
you might not be able to play.
Oh
where
my
you wanna play.
gosh. I think I have 5. If I go to 6, that'd be the worst thing ever. I hate this. Oh my god.
Oh.
It sucks giving points away, doesn't it? Like you just here, have some more points.
Oh, and that's yours.
Oh my god.
Also terrible.
I
There's a 1.
okay, I can play on a 1. I can do that. That's a point
I'll give you another one.
for me. Right there.
Oh, interesting. Not interesting.
Happy.
Here's 2.
No.
Still
Here.
okay. Oh. Is this unplayable? Oh my goodness.
No, it's
Eat
not.
it.
It's not unplayable.
It's not
Eat it.
unplayable.
Oh, yes.
I'm gonna be so
We're just
unhappy if
playing
there's 6 in
Eric's
here.
game
I think
at
this
this
is
point.
5.
I'll
I
give
think
you,
this is
you
5.
2 more.
Who do I give these
Oh
points
my
to?
gosh.
Piles are pretty even. There, I'll do
The
that.
guy who's played before.
It's
a bunch of
unplayable.
times.
I
It's
know.
unplayable. I have to go down.
I know.
You have to put that down.
I think this is my 6th one.
Oh.
I think
Now we
that
count
so
is
through.
gonna
go through and pull out
destroy
all
me.
your face
Oh
down
my
cards first.
gosh.
2,
I should have just
3,
gone.
4. Ooh, 5. So now I eliminate.
And
so I have
now
5
you-
face down.
So now go
So I
through
eliminate
and
all
pull
my
out all your
5s.
5s.
Okay.
7. Okay, that's great. I don't have many 7s.
You have no 7s?
No, I don't have many.
Okay, so I lost 15 points. All that.
I lost 14 points. Oh my goodness.
Now we come to the fun part of the stream.
Right?
72. 76. What'd you have?
See, I normally highlight it by 10.
That's smart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I have 110 points.
Oh.
What?
Get out of here. Really?
I
How many did you have?
104.
What? This game's broken.
No way.
If I had 6
Ridiculous.
here instead of 7, I would like.
I'm gonna recount
But
these.
you had
I'm gonna
so many
recount
sixes.
these, and I'll be back.
I have
You
2
had
7s and
So few
many
7s,
6s.
it didn't matter.
Nope.
Oh.
It was a quick count, but I believe it was one time.
That one saved you then.
It did. It did because I thought I was at 5. I thought I was going to 6.
And actually, you were saving. And if you
And
were
that was
tracking that,
Full Doc Mau Mau, and that was fun.
if you were tracking that, then actually you would know whether you'd want to.
And I
play
think
more
if we were
face
not
down.
playing on stream, we would have been tracking that a little bit more.
Possibly so. All right.
Thank you, Eric.
Yeah.
Still want to try with 5. 4's rough.
I only tried it once, but. All right. Other way. See?
My
All right. And you're already mic'd.
Yes.
Put it on? Yes?
I think so.
And what's your name, please?
I'm George Patello with Peterson Games.
I had 79 points.
You were doing so good.
I know. I felt like I was on repair.
I had 5.
And I had 7, and I did so much better.
All right. So,
I couldn't remember how many you had, but I was worried for
just thinking, Chaz, I don't know if
That's
you
what I
can
thought.
zoom in on the
I was
top
one
one.
of 6 of them.
Zoom in a bit.
It's like if you can foul up the guy with a bunch of big points and somehow get
Just
him to turn over the cards.
Yeah.
You might want to move this way a bit.
Yeah.
Especially right there at the end where you might
Good.
not have control
Yep.
over it.
Excellent.
Right, because then it's sevens and something. There's over sevens and something else.
Starts killing your ones. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
Here, well, around for the overhead. Which I didn't bring. I meant to bring it, but. All right.
Maybe do both of these on
Yeah.
Patello.
Yes.
Here.
Check your
Oh, just say.
Hello.
Great. Awesome. All right.
What the?
It's snowing up there.
Yeah. Yeah, that was not in the forecast that we were checking.
Interesting.
Good. Yeah. Let's do this. Rolling.
Hi, this is Eric Martin with BoardGameGeek. I'm here with George Patello from Peterson Games. We're looking at an expansion, different factions that is being added to Cthulhu Wars.
Yes, these
from
are
Peterson Games.
Yes, this is our new Ancients faction for Cthulhu Wars. Again, these deal with the Yathans, especially dealing with the Unmen, the Reanimated, and the Yathans that the Ancients controlled in the Cthulhu Mythos. So what they bring to the Cthulhu Wars game is they actually bring a different style of gameplay. They don't have a great old one, so they're actually kind of on their own in that respect. They heavily rely on their citadels and their giant Yathan terror creatures in order to push their way around the board and meet their objectives.
Okay. I was like, is that good or bad that you don't have a
It's
great
actually
old one there?
It's actually really good because these citadels actually allow you to maneuver your forces in a way that you can blow up one of your citadels, sacrifice them from anywhere on the map to defend yourself against enemy Great Old Ones. It instantly kills an enemy Great Old One if they decide to engage you in your territory.
Okay. Is it easy to construct them, though?
It is.
It is?
A citadel is actually...
Okay.
Yeah, so a citadel is actually going to be 1 power to construct, which is a lot cheaper than a gate at 3 power, as long as they're not next to each other. So the farther spread out they are, the more effective, more power efficient they are. If you do have to construct them next to each other, they are going to cost a 3 power, though.
Okay.
And then another thing that's great about the Ancients is they have the ability to dematerialize. So at any point in time during your Doom phase, you can actually move them from all the units from one section to another section of the map. So it allows you to have that sort of mobility with your forces.
Okay. Anything else added? I assume so. One player just takes control of the agents.
Yep.
And mixes it up with everything else.
Yes.
That's already in there.
Yep. It is. It will be for 1 player. Just a quick highlight. They actually, as you start to gain your spell books, your units become cheaper. But a drawback to that is, say your Yathan costs half the power to bring out. He is stronger than even Cthulhu, but once he's dead for good. You cannot resummon him. So there's
Okay.
trade-offs with this faction.
Okay. And when is this scheduled to be released?
Right now, we're shipping to backers.
Okay.
It should be available for retail within the next month.
So by April?
April-ish is what we're
2019?
kind of looking at. Yep.
All right. And anything else to say?
Not
that
particularly
covers everything?
about this one. I like this faction. It's actually my go-to now.
Okay.
So this is my personal favorite at the moment.
All right. So don't play at the table with George if you want to try out the Ancients for Cthulhu Wars.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for the
no,
overview.
No problem. Thank you. So.
Okay.
Very good.
Do we get to do this too?
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome.
Did you not have a Startropolis?
Well, I do, but I only have the pieces over there. I didn't actually get to bring the game, just the finished pieces of the
Okay.
game. So I didn't know if we wanted to do that or not.
If you want to talk about it, we can do that. I think we are still
I would like to.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. I mean, decide what you
can I
want
just
to do.
like put it right here, a
Yeah.
couple pieces out right here, and then I'll just move them over.
Or, I mean, you can set them up here
Okay.
as well. That they'll be on camera for the second camera.
Yeah. So.
Need help setting anything up, or?
I mean, if you want to put a few together. Doesn't
Just
have to
as
all
you
be
will.
together, but as you will, as it will be in the game.
I like this. These are like the terrible choices of people who don't know the game. That's what I'm doing.
It's okay because I unless you like really know that have the cards in front of you, it's a little harder to. So that should be good.
Okay. And it's Startropolis.
Yep, Startropolis.
Is this frame good?
Yes. Actually, I'll move this over. Right.
So you do this in Cthulhu Mythos, and we should be good, right?
Mhm.
Awesome.
Yeah. All right. We're good.
In case I need
That's right. It's mostly on two.
Whenever you're ready.
All right. Hi, this is Eric Martin with BoardGameGeek. I'm here with George Botello from Peterson Games. We are looking at Startropolis, or at least some pieces of Startropolis. We don't have the game as a whole. So I don't know if you give an overview of what the setting of the game is and what we're trying to do, and then I'll put these pieces in context.
Of course. So the setting of the game is you're a corporate CEO out in space. You found this mineral-rich asteroid, and you're trying to harness all the revenue that you can by building this space station around this asteroid.
Okay.
And where the strategy of the game comes into play is every single piece has its own rules depending on what it's attached to.
Okay.
So as the game progresses, you, depending on player order, you choose which module you want to build that turn, and then reverse player order, you place the module onto the space station.
Onto your own space station, or is it one communal space station?
It'll all
that
be
everyone's
one
being in?
communal space station.
Okay.
And what'll happen is each piece interacts with another piece. So if I have a solar panel, it actually blocks the space station from going any further past that plane where the solar panel is placed. The xenomorph module will downgrade citizen modules because you have aliens running around eating citizens.
Downgrade? That is a nice euphemism there.
Yeah, it reduces the revenue because
Yes,
you have
yes.
some missing persons running.
That's
so.
Yes, they're not spending their money there. So we're working on one giant structure, but are the pieces going to be color coded so I know what's mine, what I added, and what you added? And so on?
when you get to choose a piece, it'll have the color of that piece that you have to take and attach to the space station, and as long as you have that card. So say if I have a pink citizen module, I know that that pink citizen module on the space station is mine.
Okay.
And then it has a revenue tracker on it. So you'll have a little arrow on your card. It'll say how much revenue it's bringing in every turn. And the whole point is to gain as much revenue.
I was going to
over
get to
your
that.
opponent.
That's right. So the long-term goal is just about revenue. Nothing else
Yes,
matters.
that's your
but
victory points.
There's different ways of getting there.
Yes, definitely. And there is some sabotage you can throw into the game. And again, the base game, I believe, comes with some of the modules, and we have an expansion as well. And that'll add the arena module, the xenomorph module, the radar modules, stuff like that.
Okay.
So,
and what's the player count?
The player count, I believe, is going to be four to 5 players. Or it's going to be 2 to 5 players.
Okay.
And then this should be out later this year, the end of the summer.
Okay. With a box as big as our head? Standard Peterson Games?
It will
release,
actually be
or?
a little bit smaller.
Okay.
It is going to be a bit of a smaller box for us.
All right.
So.
All right. If you got room on your shelf still?
Yeah, if you have a little bit of room on your shelf after our other products, this would be a great addition to it.
All right. Thank you, George.
Oh, thank
very
you.
much for the overview of Startropolis from Peterson Games. Thank you.
Thanks.
All right.
Okay.
Put it on the side.
so much.
Okay. Oh yeah. I should have just thrown something in there. Hi, this is Eric Martin with BoardGameGeek. I'm here with George Patello for Peterson Games. We're looking at Cthulhu Mythos, and I will confess I am not a role-playing guy, so I'm not sure how this relates to anything that has come before.
Okay.
In terms of Call of Cthulhu or standalone or what.
Okay.
So, educate me, please.
Okay, well, this is the most comprehensive Cthulhu Mythos guide you will ever find for 5th edition.
Okay.
This is specifically a 5th edition supplement. In the past, we've done Pathfinder,
Mhm.
and of course, Sandy Peterson is the grandfather of the Cthulhu Mythos with Call of Cthulhu. So this book he has compiled to allow you to include all the great old ones, all the Mythos monsters into your 5th edition game. So this will have stat blocks for multiple monsters. It has 4 new player options. You can play as the Dreamlands Cats, the Nori, a Mythos Ghoul. You will also be able to implement spells and madness into your 5th edition game. We
Okay.
actually, Sandy came up with a specific ritual spell type for the 5th edition setting. There's also a lot of Mythos artifacts as well throughout there, as well as Mythos items that you can throw at your adventurers or use against them. They also make some good treasure, especially a lightning gun from the fungi from Yugoth. So,
I'll have to take your word for it.
Yeah. Again, and this is a very beautiful edition. We've added a lot of artwork to it since the Pathfinder edition came out.
Mhm.
This book will be available in May to our backers, and then it'll be sent right out to retail after that.
What? You have 2 placement ribbons?
Yes.
That's
So
high class.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, so again, if you're looking to add that Cthulhu flavor to your 5th edition role-playing setting, this is the ultimate, hands down, authority on it. Also, we will be releasing 5e adventure modules as well to complement this.
Okay.
Throughout the end of the year. So.
All right. Thank you very much, George.
Thank you.
For the overview. Cthulhu Mythos from Peterson Games.
Awesome.
Thank you very much.
Anything with showing things off. I know it's zooming, but like once you get here, it's starting really dark. We don't actually have that much light coming.
Okay.
You could see it, but it was starting to get darker.
Okay. Well, it's thematic.
The closer
That's right. He's playing the theme.
Thank you so
Come on,
much.
Josh.
Clearly.
We'll be able to see the answer for everything.
That's right.
So what's next? Which board's coming out next?
Let's do Papillon.
The one that's ready.
Concentrate.
It's one of these 2.
Maybe from the middle.
Yeah, it's a process of elimination.
Just for
Well,
the
we got
photo.
little paper clips.
I'm here to take photos.
That's right.
Beauty. That's cool.
How's the overhead look? Do we need to
Off center.
It is way off. May I start by saying, whenever I
Yeah, we put tape
asked
on the
Arnaud, do you have a
tabletop.
prototype, I meant like the one we made to give to reviewers, and he meant the one he's been playtesting with for the last 4 months. So you have the not attractive version, but it'll get the job done.
That's right. That's what we worry about here.
And you want to take your lanyard off because we'll scratch on the mic.
Wicka wicka.
Thank you, my friend. Just on the collar.
That should be okay. Derek will let us know if it needs to be adjusted.
Good to see everyone, by the way.
Good to see you. Likewise.
Everyone.
It's good to be seen.
It's good to see all of them.
Yes, well, I don't know this gentleman back here, but the rest of you I know. Hi, yes.
That's right.
This is John Cox.
Not
Hi, John.
good.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you, Travis. Okay.
Can we just trigger your microphone so it's pointing up towards your mouth hole?
Ooh, my mouth. Oh, yes. I've waited years. Eric Martin wouldn't shake hands with me, but he's fixing the mic.
That's right.
Took 7 years, but we got there.
We'll go near your mouth hole.
Best day of his life.
I feel like Inspirobot has reached inside me.
I'm really sorry. Okay.
So
Has a
Papillon.
There.
Yes.
Papillon.
Papillon.
Or you can just, if you want to say the American way, is Papillon. If you just want to say it that way.
No.
Papillon.
Papillon.
One second, just in case we want to do this nice little 3/4 shot.
It looks terrible. Don't do it.
All right.
What?
Do it the whole time.
Don't do that.
It's the ugliest
No,
part
I
of the
mean,
time.
yeah, but it shows the three-dimensional.
Yeah, that's true.
It's pretty, just like
Three-dimensional nature. How about that?
Yes.
Do you seriously not want to see the? No, the 3D thing is fine. I'm embarrassed that there are different sized discs here, that it's coming up off the table. Otherwise, it's okay. It doesn't matter. Okay. I'm doing a Kickstarter a month. They're all not going to do well. I embrace that, a long time ago. So, but I do think this was.
You need that Kleenex back from that game?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
Now,
right.
looks like Eric's head's about to get cut off the top. Is it zoomed in, or do I need to distance
Yeah.
it a little bit?
There you go.
Touching those. Oh, I wonder.
It's my 41st birthday today, so don't be mean to me. You can't.
Why would it be
No,
telling you to sit up is being mean?
No, I know. I just wanted to make you feel bad.
There.
Why would I
my-
feel bad?
I don't know. I'm just
You gentlemen
failing.
ready?
We are
Yes.
slowly.
All right.
Yeah.
What? Are we?
Just make sure.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
When I gesticulate, I gotta have my hands in
Ooh,
the shot.
gesticulate.
I
I
don't wanna,
like that.
lose my hand.
Yeah, I was
over
just
here.
they put it up and then just right back down.
Okay.
All right.
That's what happens when you get older.
You gesticulate?
No.
It droops.
Is that a
It
medical
starts
condition?
drooping.
Okay. All right.
I'm just saying.
We're always live.
That's right. You would know this now at 41.
I
Right?
hope that's yes. I hope we're not live. I hope we're not
Always live.
No.
Except when we're not.
All right. Whenever you're ready.
All right, good. Hi, this is Eric Martin with BoardGameGeek. I'm here with Travis Chance from Colossal Games, as his shirt helpfully explains, looking at a prototype for Papillon.
Papillon. Yes.
Papillon, which is French for butterfly.
Yes, correct.
Yes.
So this is a game from J.B. Howell. If you're not familiar with J.B. Howell, he just did the Reavers of Midgard.
Okay.
It's quite a different theme game, as
Well,
you can
know,
see
yeah.
from the barbaric Viking raiding game that he made. And this is a game about butterflies. So throughout the game, the players are going to be building a little personal meadow.
So this is going to be one player's sheet.
No, this is the central market of flower tiles. And what's going to happen is players are going to bid these caterpillar tokens, which are the sort of currency of the game.
Okay.
They're going to bid them in a sort of Five Tribes-ish like bidding system. So maybe I'll say I'm willing to bid 3, and then the next player over says, no, I only want to bid 0. I don't want to waste anything.
Right.
The next player says, I'm going to bid 0, and you slide down, and then the next guy goes, I really need to go first. I'm going to bid 4. Now, I just dropped my mic pack. So what you do then is you're going to pick a row or column, and so you can kind of chop things up there. And as you can see, there's some caterpillar tokens here out on there, and there's multiple considerations to be made with the actual drafting of the tiles.
Right, the color and the connections.
Yeah, the actual
everything you're gonna
butterflies
get.
in the little green area. So let's just say, for example, I was like, I went first and I wanted to take this quantity of butterfly, or these quantity of tiles here. I would then arrange them in my meadow.
That's how we get to it right here.
Okay, arrange them in my meadow, and I would start to build out my meadow, which I'm going to build over the course of the game. So let's just say, for the sake of argument, I did this. Anytime you actually close a flower patch, like we've done here with the blue, I would then take my butterfly, which is in your player color, and it's kind of interesting. You see these three-dimensional flowers. These are very rough prototypes, by the way.
They're not very rough. I mean, that's pretty elaborate.
They're pretty good. Yeah, I stepped on one
Elaborately
earlier.
worked
It hurt. So what you do is you put a butterfly on the closed patch, and then in a later phase of the game, you actually get to deploy the butterfly onto the flower, and this is an area majority mechanism. You can see here in the flower pots, there's points based off of, at the end of the game, who has the majority of the butterflies. Whenever the first person to make a patch of 3 or more gets to take this little bonus token, and it gives them some points at the end of the game and helps them with the majority toward the flowers. And that's really the kind of ebb and flow of the game. There's some other considerations. There's these little gnome tokens. So if you take the smaller row or column, you'll get this, which reimburses you in some currency, and then you get to put your gnome out into your meadow. At the end of the game, you'll score some points in ways. Your largest 2 patches will score you 2 points per patch. So you have this kind of push-pull of, I want to get butterflies out, but I also want to have big flower patches because that gives me lots of points. And then you also score points for having enclosed areas where you have butterflies.
Okay.
So there's the multiple placement options and strategy within the game as well.
Okay. And you just play a certain number of rounds, or is
yeah,
tiles,
it plays. So
or?
each round you flip over a little guy, and there are 7 rounds in the game. Sorry, and then that's the end. In the end, you calculate your scoring based off of the majority on the flowers, based off of how you've built out your meadow with regard to the enclosed butterflies in the 2 largest patches, and you get some money. You get points for your little leftover
Score
caterpillars.
for the caterpillars.
Yes, just like in real life.
That's
and
right.
and then the player with the most points naturally loses, no wins. Yeah. So and that's Papillon.
All right. Thank you very much, Travis.
Awesome.
Succinct run through there.
Was it?
Yes.
Oh, I forgot to mention when it's coming to Kickstarter.
When is it coming?
April
to Kickstarter?
4th.
April 4th.
Hey, you did mention it.
2019.
We're always live. Thank God.
That's right. You did it.
We did it.
And when is it expected out in a retail release?
It's usually a 6 to 9 month cycle for us, start to finish, from when the Kickstarter starts to when it
Christmas.
delivers. Yes, we're hoping it should be
There you
out
go.
later this year. Yes.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
There we go. Good one.
Was it?
Oh yeah, it was really good. You're succinct, like you said, succinct.
That is not what I am. Brevity
right.
is not my
Well,
strong
we do
suit.
now you have oral diarrhea, but it was good.
Good.
Appreciate this. This is good. You're on point, sir.
All right, now this is going to be the rougher one to pitch. This is literally.
That wasn't me. It was Lincoln.
Was it?
Who's
I know.
slamming
Lincoln's
you.
hurting my feelings. I think he's mad because I.
No, he's my brother from another mother. But
I will be sure when I'm spending time with your wife later to address this issue.
issue.
Yes,
I have a tissue for
I have a guy on my team who says issue. There's various issues with the game, and I'm like, you gotta stop. You can't do this to me. Like,
Can you push it?
How do you feel
away
about
from you a little-
schedule?
The whole board. just
yeah, scenario,
forward?
trauma.
Trauma.
That's in journalism. They say the correct pronunciation of trauma. Trauma.
What? I've never heard that.
No, in scenario, trauma and scenario. So I'm literally. Are we live right now?
Yes, always live. So don't dump on this guy.
No, I'm not dumping on anything.
He's watching.
No, this game is amazing. It's just this is not the artwork at all. This
No,
is the
I-
original prototype artwork. So
Dumping on the artist. Cool.
he,
No,
unfortunately,
we're just
he was the
saying-
artist, by the way. So he's the designer and the artist.
Well,
So,
designers are
friendly fire.
often not.
Yeah.
That's why Ryan Lockett gets all the accolades
I
because he's
know.
like the one who does it all.
I know.
He's not the only one.
He's
But
he's the Phil Collins of game design. He plays drums, he sings, and he's handsome. It's just not fair.
Phil Collins?
I was kind of mixing the two together there.
He's not handsome.
I know. Well, that's subjective.
It is.
Seriously, Eric.
You don't
It
think he's
is.
ever?
At least an 8.
That's right.
You don't think there's ever been a lady who heard Susudio and just was like in love, like from the moment it hit her ears?
He would not be my taste. That's
No,
all
I
I'm saying.
agree. His head sort of looks like a wheel of cheese. All right.
I don't like cheese. I guess
Well,
that's why.
Then that's probably why you don't like it. Phil Collins, not for the lactose intolerant. That's the new disclaimer.
That's right.
Are you guys ready?
Yeah.
We're good.
Fine.
Serious
Right.
face? Okay. All right.
And scene.
We're rolling.
Hi. I can do it after that.
That's all right. My fault.
That's right. Don't say serious face. Hi, this is Eric Martin, BoardGameGeek. I'm here with Travis Chance from Colossal Games looking at a prototype of Ravager.
Hunt the Ravager.
Hunt the Ravager.
Yes, Hunt the Ravager.
That's
So
right.
this
This
is a-
prototype box and Hunt, though, is very small. It'll
Yes,
be changed in the final release.
You're supposed to whisper that part. That's why.
Oh, okay.
It's implied. Italicized.
The Ravager.
Yes. So the first thing worth mentioning is the game will look nothing like this in its final form. This is the original prototype version, so do forget.
Okay.
So this is a game that we also have coming out in April, mid to late April. It is
2019.
to 29. Yes, in 2027. No, in 2019. It is a hidden movement game for 2 to 4 players that is card based. It plays very quickly and it's point based. So in most hidden movement games, there's a pursuer and the pursued, and if the
Yes.
pursued is captured, then the game is over, which leads to this sort of binary victory. In this game, it's actually a point-based game where one player is moving around this board in an interesting manner. They figure out and there's little player screens, which I very stupidly didn't bring over here with me.
Okay, we
So
can
you-
imagine a screen.
Yeah, so I will use my hands to demonstrate how a screen works. So what you do is you have your player board, you write down, the Ravager is the guy who's looking to move around the board and sort of collect these 3 treasures. So to give you an idea how play will work, the Ravager will, there we go. Oh, look, it magically manifested through the power of production. So the Ravager will have his location. He will start off, and then he will remove one of these treasures from the beginning at the beginning of the game. Okay. And it is the hunter's job who moves along these sort of vertices to try to figure out where the Ravager is. And the Ravager is going to move in one of two ways. They're either going to ravage these locations, which there goes my mic pack again. They ravage these locations where they're going to they'll be destroyed, and which score them points, interestingly, but then are no longer resources for them to move in the later rounds when they go after these other treasures. And then we're just giving up on the mic pack. Or they can use this rage, because in the new retheming of the game, it's this sort of Yojimbo type samurai back from the dead who's trying to seek revenge. And these are the generals from the Empress that are hunting them. So what's cool is you play through the 3 rounds, and then you switch roles, because it plays very quickly. So each player gets an opportunity to be the Ravager. There's multiple ways to play the game. You can play a team version. You can play the 3-player version, which introduces a different role. And it's got art, not that you see now, but it's got artwork from Andrew Bosley from Everdell is the artist. So if you go to the BGG page, I believe you guys know this website, you can see what the artwork will actually look like. So the board is going to, some of the locations have abilities. The Ravager can't move over water because he's a ghost. These are already ravaged. So there's this really interesting cat and mouse type game that is completely asymmetrical between the 2 players.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And that is Hunt the Ravager from Clinton Morris, brand new designer who I think is a very talented guy you're going to see a lot more of.
Okay. From Colossal?
From everyone. He's out there pitching. He's here at this show, actually, pitching games. I've seen him sign 2 or 3 games in the last week, so I don't know.
All right.
Yeah, he's hunting the Ravager himself. So, yeah, this is Hunt the Ravager. That's
Hunt the residuals.
Hunt the revenue.
Hunt the revenue.
Hunt the revenue.
Yes,
That's what he's
all sorts of sequels,
I like
spin-off
him.
times. Here you go. All right. Thanks very much, Travis.
Thanks.
For the overview.
Bye.
Travis Jensen. I really should choose that Travis is going on in advance, because it's like, tune in for all the secrets.
Yeah, tune in for Travis's public nervous breakdown.
Wait, don't forget your pack down there.
My pack that keeps falling on the floor?
That one.
I'm sorry about that. Thank you guys, and I guess I'll
It's
see you
probably
again.
not broken.
I don't think it's broken.
Is it tomorrow or the next day?
That would mean that I know my schedule.
It's so pretty.
He is here tomorrow.
Cool.
What?
How are you doing?
He's not here tomorrow.
I'm on Thursday.
I hung out a lot with Spencer at Dice Tower Con.
Oh, good.
Thursday, Maple Games or whatever.
I don't see him tomorrow. What is he doing?
Let me get this
Hmm.
out of your way.
This is the new one, right?
Chaz, you can literally just throw that in the box.
No.
Okay, I'll just scoop it up.
This is new.
Yeah. Our other designer, he ran to go get some other parts because I grabbed the prototype box of the actual stuff.
We have actually previewed that game on camera. Yes, we did at Con with Nikki.
Oh, great. Cool.
Because and that is.
Then we can make fun of Pat when he gets in here because he ran back in the booth to get stuff for that. So
Oh, and we don't even need it because we already covered it.
that'll be funny then.
That's right.
Oh, good. I didn't.
We were talking about Dungeon Academy, which is coming from the op. Or
Oh, it's
say
still
offline.
live? Is it just-
Yes, we're still live. That's why I'm not mentioning the thing.
Yeah, the thing. It's definitely not it.
That's right. But Dungeon Academy, we have done a video on camera. We did it at Con during the live stream. We still have not published the cut-up video yet. I published about 40 of those so far from Festival International de Jeux. But, you know, there's other requirements, like coming here and doing this thing. So the other videos are still coming. I'm requesting images. A lot of them don't have images. A lot of them don't have BGG pages. Because Con, they just throw everything at you. Here's a million prototypes, and we'll show them all to you, whether they're ready or not. Show them all. Get them all out there. And I think that's it. So, Ross, so we're just going to see the one thing?
Yeah, one thing.
Okay. Okay.
We can chat about the app if you want.
Chat about other things? Because we're not doing that live, yes?
No, that's not going to be live.
Right. Okay.
We're
This
just
is just chatting for a few minutes while things being set up.
Well, the thing gets set up, but not the thing, because you're already.
Yeah, that was another.
Sounds good.
Dude, that game says Die Hard, the
Whoa.
Remember, not streaming, right?
No, it's good. It's funny.
Yeah, it's super funny.
I won't get fired at all. It'll be fine.
Here, just hook this on your pocket, or.
That's. I'll find something to do. It's all good.
That's right.
Work it better me out. It's good.
So, we're here with Ross Thompson from USAopoly, or the OP.
The OP.
The OP.
Yes.
Does not roll off the tongue
Really?
quite as well.
Yeah, the OP. It's a
OP cap.
Yeah, OP cap.
Is that official?
But
it is official.
Yes.
Yeah,
They had a
so
press
as
release and
as
everything.
the Toy Fair, we announced. So USAopoly is now known as the OP.
I had a press release, so clearly
Which
it's
is
official.
very good. It's how it works, right? Yeah.
Although, of course, then your Twitter handle is still USAopoly.
Well, the Twitter handle, so it says the OP, but you can at, it's still USAopoly.
It's at USAopoly.
But you can at the OP and it still pulls up.
Because it's,
So
yeah, it's
that's
one
how
of
it
those
works.
hard transition
We're
things.
doing a slow
to-
transition, definitely for sure, because if you go on our website, because we have a new website.
Okay.
And it's at the op.games.
I will lodge a note of protest about your website.
What's that?
That you go on the website for the game page,
Yeah.
and it says things like family games or licensed games or this. What if I don't know something? I just know the title. I don't know what type of
Well,
thing
so we're
it
going to
is.
be integrating more content into the website so
Good.
that you can search and find it.
Good.
Yeah.
Yes.
We agree.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a problem with the website.
It's
You
not a
agree.
problem. It's just a slow integration.
Okay.
So
All right.
we're working on it. Oh, is it mine?
Also, put it down lower so that it's.
Oh, I can do that. Sorry, Eric put it on me, but it was my fault. So.
Yeah, right about there.
Excellent.
It's not your fault. It's not your fault. I put the mic on you.
That's fair.
Yeah. So, how are things going?
Things are going really well.
We saw you have announced things earlier than normal for USAopoly.
We
I guess
have.
to say, where normally I go to New York Toy Fair, and there's all these things. They're like, don't take pictures, don't take notes, don't
Right.
announce anything. But here's all this stuff.
Here's all that stuff.
It's a little weird, just that situation.
It is, yeah.
to go see it.
2019 is very exciting for us. Yeah, so we announced the. I think one of the big things was the Talisman partnership with Games Workshop.
Yes.
And then we had the Kingdom Hearts announcement, which that was huge. So. Yeah, we've got a lot of stuff going on. We've been growing kind of across the board. So with the op in the relaunch, we've been hiring kind of in every department and really expanding out. We have a whole new building too.
Okay.
So we just moved about 8 months ago, and it's right next to the beach. We're literally like a minute away, and we share a parking.
This is why you have this nice glow.
It
on
is
you.
a nice
Yes.
glow. It's true. Yeah. I mean, we share a parking lot with a nice brewery and In-N-Out, so it's a good SoCal experience. Right, we actually have a bike rack and a shower if you want to use the beach on your lunch break, and do all that. So I mean, it's the way to go.
Okay, and what positions are you hiring for right now?
Right now we're hiring for a brand manager,
Okay.
we're hiring for a sales rep, and we're hiring for a game designer.
Okay, so.
Don't forget the game.
Yeah.
Yes. So if you are interested in any of those things.
Yeah, which has
anybody
been
selling in California.
very cool. We've got a lot going on at the op. We also just launched our new live streaming channel last week called the Op Live.
Yes, I saw that.
So we're already doing a lot with that. That's going to be super fun. And it's just been really cool. We have a lot of cool licenses that we've been showing off, some announced, some we haven't yet. And we're really diving deep on the co-brands and the signature games and hobbies, so it's going to be really fun.
Yeah, it's kind of, yes, there's a little more in the sort of the original design lane as well.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that doesn't necessarily get the publicity. I mean, it's actually, that's one thing I keep looking at, growing the industry, bringing other people in. And definitely the licensed products attract this customer base that might not pay attention to games
totally.
otherwise, but they will pay attention to this.
And I think it's one of the things we're looking at.
I need you guys to move over this way a little bit. I think you need to hop your
What, when you
chairs.
turn it so we can see?
Oh, look at that.
Let's move over that way. Ross, you hop that way.
I can hop that way. We got it.
A little bit.
Oh,
All right.
right, that's the thing.
That's better.
So if we were to do, we're still live, so we're
Yeah,
good. So,
always live.
Great.
Well, we won't be.
We won't be soon.
But it's good. Yeah. So I think right now what's cool with all of the licenses that we're working with, like for example with Kingdom Hearts, that's the first time that's ever been brought into a board game. I mean, and like our post had 14 million impressions. So
that's a different audience coming to
100%.
Yeah.
Right? Like when Kotaku and IGN are like the first to post it over BoardGameGeek sometimes, it's like that's pretty crazy. I know. It's
a different audience.
Different
again.
audience, right? And
Yeah.
so it's when those people are seeing board games, and I think one of the things that we always talk about is, well, there's this bubble coming, and there's all these things happening, and there's 5,000 games coming out a year, but at the same time, we're selling the games to the same grind, right? The same people that back Kickstarters and go to their game stores, but there's still a whole audience out there that only really knows Cards Against Humanity, Monopoly, and Clue. and they want to know more. And we've been in this board game renaissance for how many years now, but it hasn't really slowed down. There's still designers that can come out of nowhere and make games and then get it and build a whole new audience. And it's like,
yes, and there's still plenty of people that I know that I encounter who are just like, I just discovered Ticket to Ride. And
yeah,
you're just like, awesome.
That's great. Awesome. Let's play. Right?
Yeah,
Like, because we don't play the game often enough, because game nights now I feel are like, hey, I need to break open my new game that's still in the shrink wrap, and if not, we'll just watch it played so we can figure out how to play it pretty quick and then be good to go. So that's true, man. Like the last couple of game nights, we've literally done that. Where I'm like, I've already heard about Rodney's got it, so let's pull it up, watch it, and then we can rock it out. That's awesome. So, yeah, and it's nice. So, and that's one of those things right now. I think for board games is where video games are very accessible. Board games are now at a point where it's not like we keep saying it's not as geeky or as hard to find, but we're at a point where D&D is mainstream.
Yes.
And Warhammer is about to become mainstream too.
Yeah, there's been a lot of licensing. I mean, you guys helped. Definitely.
Oh, totally. Oh yeah, with Warhammer Monopoly, which was
then with the
fun.
Funko characters,
which is
you're
great.
Like what?
Well,
what is
so
that?
I was at E3
there's an animated series. I don't know if
there's an
people
animated
know this.
series, and it's and then there's also audiobooks, and the audiobooks are voiced by David Tennant and Billy Piper, right? So that's crazy cool.
It's a very different Games Workshop for sure.
Oh,
yeah.
100%, 100%, right? And I was at E3 last year, and they had 6 Warhammer games on the floor, but there was no Games Workshop booth. But when you think about that, you're like, well, that's pretty crazy because they had the Vermintide and they had the Battlefield Gothic and they had the Mordheim and the Necromunda. So there's all different companies that have these licenses doing these games, and you're like, well, for Games Workshop, that's great because they're getting out there without having to actually like put boots in the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah. So those are all different places, and then obviously with the Funko license, those are adorable. So like, I'm gonna get one.
Yes, spreads it as well.
Yeah. So it's I think we're in a really good place for board games. So 2019 is gonna be fun.
Okay. Well, super. Nice talking with you, Ross.
Definitely.
We have another video that we'll record for publication at a later date. So just a teaser.
Yeah.
Something else coming from the op.
It's gonna be good.
All right. Signing off for the GAMA Trade Show on Tuesday, March 12th, I believe.
Sure.
Yeah, sure.
Let's do that.
Thank you very much.
Glad to be on the show.
Hope you have fun.
Always.
That's right. It's all like we're gonna finish, and then we're gonna have dinner and run around.
Oh, that sounds great.
All sorts of
it's snowing too.
Yeah, that's a
like
little
what
crazy.
is snow?
Sorry.
That's right. Maybe we're not running around quite that much.
Yeah.
But all right, we'll have more for 2 more days after this. So you can tune in again. Start it at 10 a.m. Pacific time here on the same channel, and then we'll cut up all these videos later for publication on our YouTube channel. So hope you join us again.
you